Hey y'all, welcome to Lady Leo Speaks. This is Lady Leo, and here to talk about this Brittany Griner situation. On this, y'all, I definitely got to speak. So the United States decided they were going to do a swap with Russia for Brittany, who has been locked up for the last 9 months because she can't seem to understand that you don't take Vite cartridges to countries where they're illegal, and you definitely don't do it multiple times and get away with it. So can you continue on? This is sparking a lot of controversy. So I have decided to come on to give a little bit of commentary and some thoughts, as well as to hear what you guys think about it. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. Anybody who wants to come on definitely can feel free to do so. Just a second. We struggle streaming, y'all, already. All right, yeah. So basically, with this nonsense right here, Joe Biden decided it was a good idea to trade Brittany, who is a basically a lesbian WNBA player that's making no impact in the world, for one of the, if not the biggest arms dealer ever. Like y'all remember in Set It Off, where Queen Latifah and the rest of them went to go see Dr. Dre with the guns in the room, and he go hit the wall and all that. Multiply that times about 1,000, and that's the level this dude was on. And this is the cat we decided we gonna trade for Brittany Griner, of all folks. You can't make this up, y'all. You really can't. You just can't. You can't. You can't. It's just we got to we've been embarrassed. Just that's the only word I got for this. We embarrassed, and we just when is it gonna end? Like we have been in such a state since Joe has been in office. It's just it's ridiculous. Like I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand what's going on. I don't. I don't. Why he felt like this was a good idea. And it seems that anybody who is having a problem with it is catching backlash as well. Like what was the dude for the Cowboys, Michael Parsons? Yeah, he wasn't feeling it and made his uh thoughts public on Twitter, and folks, try to have a hissy fit, and within a matter of an hour, hour and a half, he had to go back and do his usual, the usual. I didn't have all the information. I shouldn't have, what I'm saying, made the comment. I didn't, mean any I wasn't trying to disrespect anybody. Please forgive me, so forth, so on, yada 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 yee. I'm like, we supposed to be in America, so why can't you just say what you want to say? Like, I don't feel like it's difficult to let folks do that, but guess for some people they can't take it. It's just I'm kind of speechless because I mean we look like a bunch of total and complete idiots, just total and complete idiots, 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 idiots. All right, y'all. Um, Struggle streaming, no lie, struggle streaming all day, every day. But it is what it is. I just, I'm just, this is my thing. I feel like this whole trade for Brittany was basically to appease black women. Be like, look, we're still here for you. We care about you and all that repayment. You know what I'm saying? Them, tripling and quadrupling down to keep Democrats in the Senate. I feel like that's all this was. Cause notice how this going, the whole Shanquilla situation been kind of cooling off. Now we got this going on with Brittany. So I, y'all tell me, ain't no correlation, but hey, I don't, I don't get it. My thing is when black people gonna stop being so gullible? Like y'all, some of y'all just go along with anything. I swear, just anything that they tell you, as long as it's got the Democratic stamp on it, y'all going along with it, whether it's in your best interest or not. Like I don't get it. I do not get it. Like common sense just ain't common no more. That is just mm, 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 mm. I don't get it. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. Straight struggle streaming up in here. Straight struggle stream. We gonna build it as we fly though. We gonna get there. Okay, I don't see you yet. All right, what's going on, VB? How you feeling about this situation?
Yeah, man, it's we take the what and leave the what. That's how I feel about this.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
just insanity to me.
like we I mean like literally that's like how much more can you do to erode the reputation of the United States? Like I don't get it.
I don't know, and it's funny during the Trump years. That's all they talked about was, oh, Trump is making us look this kind of way on the world stage, and he's embarrassing America. If this isn't the most embarrassing thing I've seen the United States do in the last 5 years, what else would be? This is insanity, and to do it for a person who was so anti-American. You know, I'm gonna buck the system at every turn. Is her has been her attitude. You know, I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna be an outlier. I'm gonna take a knee. And now, who is coming to your rescue? The United States.
Ain't that the truth?
So I'm very curious to see what is she gonna do. You know, again, I think she's gonna be on a press tour starting next week when she gets back. She got to make her
Mhm.
money.
Yeah, they're gonna
And
put
what
her
is
on
she
the
gonna
circuit.
say?
What you think she gonna say?
Oh man, she gonna come out. She gonna have a pair of Rocky shorts on. she
You mean
gonna,
the ones he borrowed from Apollo Creed with the
yeah, she
flag
gonna
on
have
them?
them. Yeah, she gonna have the Apollo Creed shorts on, man.
Lord, because they putting them batteries in her back as we speak,
Of
right?
course, of course, she's gonna be thoroughly debriefed if she's not getting that right now. And they giving her an agenda, and she's gonna sing and dance to the Democratic Party's agenda.
I'm trying to tell you, this is
And
so
they're gonna bring her
pathetic.
out next year. You're gonna get tired of seeing her. They're She's gonna be the new Joe the plumber. Remember Joe the plumber? Who was that?
Oh yeah, yeah, from way back. Every time
Who
you
was
turn
that?
around, get
McCain? Who had
yeah,
Joe the
he was
plumber?
speaking for the average Joe. Child, yeah, I was over that because I mean it was the same story over. I'm like, sir, okay, you been a working class, basically a working class stiff all this time. I need you to have more than one story. Yeah, that was old.
So yeah, she's gonna be that guy this campaign season where they're gonna trot her out as much as possible, especially in blue states. So look to see for her in California and Atlanta, Pennsylvania, like Philly, and just watch. I'm predicting it right now. I am predicting it right now. That's what's going to happen. They're going to use her because what else do they have?
Nothing.
What else does the Democratic Party have? Whether Trump runs or not, Biden can't run again. Kamala can't run. So who they going to dig up to run? Especially if Trump runs. Who they going to put up against Trump? Michelle Obama?
Mm-mm. Let's not do that.
I mean, but who they going to do?
I don't know. But I for real don't want to see that because I mean Michelle, she be hurting my feelings because I'll be like, damn, you supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? She like a modern Becky in a black woman body. That be hurting my feelings. I'm over that. I'm sorry. All I know is this right here. I don't want to hear any black folks do any kind of complaining when things get rough. Cause down gave old boy back. He ain't finna do not near a second of time over in Russia. He gonna tell Russia where the real he gonna sell his real stash to them. They're gonna continue wreaking havoc over there in the Ukraine, and we gonna continue to keep sending money. I don't. We might as well just put it in a pile and burn it in the middle of the street over to the Ukraine. Recession is going to be worse. I don't care how many times you change the definition of recession. We are in a recession. Inflation, all of this, cost of everything going up. If you can find it, supply chain still messed up. People talking about they can't pay their bills, student loans, that situation not resolved. I don't want to hear black people doing no complaining because this is what you asked for. So ride it out.
This would be the equivalent of trading Steph Curry to the Lakers for Russell Westbrook right now.
Child, I'm good. You can miss me with all of
This
that.
is what that would be like.
Because this is my thing. What contribution to society is Brittany Griner gonna make free? What has she
Well, not
done?
to
Where we
society, the
need to be like,
contribution.
where we need to be like, oh, we need to put the rest of the world in jeopardy to get this bitch back.
The contribution ain't to society or American society at large. The contribution rather is to a particular community who they deemed an important voting block. Okay, those who shall not be named because of the algorithm. I'm not going to name those people. We know who they are, who they're
Yep.
targeting.
Absolutely. I'm so tired of hearing about them.
So, and this is what the Democrats do. Obama. Remember, Biden told you nothing is going to change, and he's following Obama's playbook. We're going to say one thing to get in office, and then once we get in office, we're going to start pandering to those people. We're going to pander to Hispanics. That was DACA, and we're going to ignore all of the promises we made to other people who've been holding us down for decade after decade. Forget y'all. We know we got y'all. We going after them, and we gonna give them what they want. That's the same game plan they've been running since 2008. So they're doubling, quadrupling, tripling down on it, and they're gonna continue to do so. That's what they're gonna do. So here we go. We see the playbook right now. All of the indicators are telling the Democrats you need to stop the bleeding with black men. That's where you need to go after the voters at. They're leaving you in droves. What are they saying? Nah, forget that. We're gonna go follow our game plan. So game plan, I said it before when they what was the girl name? Katanji. I
Kenyanja
said
Brown
it
Jackson.
then. Right? I said it with Katanji. They They're gonna push, and he came out and said it even before he nominated her. Oh, I'm just gonna find a black woman. Is basically what he said. Why not find the best candidate? Not I'm gonna find the best candidate, whoever that may be. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm specifically gonna rule everybody else out, and I'm gonna go for a black woman. He did that with Kamala. He did that with Katanji. And then once he solidified that vote, then they immediately start looking for LMNOP people. That's that's their game plan. And then the next after they do this, then they're gonna swing it to Hispanics. So then we're gonna start seeing immigration policies, or they're gonna pretend as if they're interested in what's going on down there on the border all of a sudden. We since Biden has been in office, we haven't heard nothing about what's going on down here in the border. Not one word. Got to follow the playbook. You got to go after the black women first, which they've done. Then now they're moving over to LMNOP people. Now they're gonna lock that down with Brittany, and next they're gonna transition to the Hispanic people down on the border. Mark my words.
Mm.
This has been a same plan, that 3-step plan since 2008. What happened to them hurricane? I mean, the earthquake victims from Haiti.
You know what
What
happened to
happened
them?
to
They ain't
them?
care. They ain't care nothing about them. They ain't even
They sent them people
all that
back
money we
so quick.
donated. They didn't even get 2% of all of that money we donated.
Yeah, we ain't never gonna find out what happened to that money, but we over here worried about Hunter Biden.
Yeah, I don't care about him.
Who cares? Even if you get Hunter Biden holding standing on a stack of newspapers, holding the laptop with a smoking gun, who cares? But if I was the Republicans, let's do the okey doke. Let's do the rope a dope. Let's find out what happens to that money from that earthquake. Because you'll get
Hmm.
all of them in a ball of wax. That's Biden. That's Obama. That's Michelle Obama. You shut all of that down. Because remember, Obama and Michelle, that was their pet project for a little while. The telethon. Hell, we ain't seen a telethon since we was kids. They had a telethon going to raise all of that money. And now we don't know what happened to the money. They let all of those Haitian people come over here on them temporary visas, and they did good. They had kids over here, and then when them temporary visas ran out, oh well, bye. Their kids had grown up here. They didn't know nothing about Haiti. They sent them people back so quick. It
Right
was
back over there.
ridiculous.
Yep. Well, you know what? That's after what was I watching? Was that Crimson Cure? Shout out to the Crimson Cure. Kendra be dropping that fire. Where she was talking about how Obama deregulated the rice export, and that essentially ruined their economy. So you sent all of them people back over to an economy that you essentially turned into trash. Like you can't make this stuff up. These folks. But
You can make this up. Shout out to the Godfather.
I don't know. Rest in peace,
Shout out
Captain.
to
We
Kendra
miss
D. Let
you.
me bring that back to Kendra for a minute. Y'all go out and get her book. She just dropped a new book. Make sure everybody gets that book and sign up for the for her what is it called? The BLM
The
she's trying
Black
to get the
Lives
six
Matter
Black
petition. Yeah,
Lives Matter
I'm a post
petition.
that in the show notes. Yeah, cause
Yeah.
you already ordered my copy. I was ready. Yeah, that was my Black Friday purchase. Yes, son. Got to have it. 'Cause, child, she was bringing that fire today. About these heifers don't deserve no husband, and it was some real talk, child. That video that she showed.
I haven't even caught up with her today.
Man, oh
I was
yeah,
watching CPA.
yeah, oh yeah. Greg was fire. Greg was straight fire this morning. Shout out to the coach, Coach Gang. Yeah, we was on it this morning. Yeah, Greg, he had no time, none. And he was like, "This is really what we doing." But y'all don't want to talk about Trump. And he was like, "At least Trump was trying to get folks to pay their bills." I was like, "Well, yeah, yeah, ain't never lied." But it was when he played the video. He played the video, and the folks was there, and at the NATO, and they was all snatching around and looking like, is he really saying this? Yeah, pay your bills.
And the funny thing, like, I was thinking, Coach said it too. If Trump had been in office doing this Brittany Griner thing, she might have not even went to jail.
Child, she would have been over there. She would have been. But this the thing though, because I mean, it's been multiple reports that that wasn't even the first time she had been caught with the cartridges, and but this was the first time she got caught under Biden.
Under Biden,
She
okay.
had been getting away with it up under Trump. So again, that just shows that they was like, yeah, this is our opportunity to get old boy back. I'm saying, man, Joe done got played from the word go. He done got played from the word go.
Mm.
It's pitiful. It's straight pitiful. Cause now we looking like basically they goofy. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, to me, it just shows where our priorities are. It's like this is what's important. This
Right.
is what we're gonna give up the god of war for this.
Right.
We
So
could have used that ship for something way more important. Shout out to
exactly.
Paul Whelan. Let's free Paul Whelan if we're gonna free somebody.
That's oh yeah, nah, that's too much like right. That wasn't gonna help their cause. So yeah, they couldn't do that.
What about Paul Nicholas Whelan? What about him? He been over there almost 5 years.
Right. Ain't been convicted of nothing.
I mean, really, she been in over there not even quite a year yet, right?
A little bit over 9 months.
Yeah, it's not even a year yet. And I mean, what are we saying here? We just had to have her back because of
Why?
what?
Right. What is she gonna do? So do you feel like this
Again,
is a stain on the community? Or do you feel like this is right? This is at a prime. Do you feel like this is a prime example of what the community is about?
well, I mean, black women have already dissociated themselves from the community, so this don't have nothing to do with black people. Is the way I'm looking at it. They already said they're not part of the community. So, but to me, this is an American issue. How are we looking as Americans on the world stage?
Gullible and goofy.
You know, we don't even know if Dejanay Jackson has been detained.
She
But
ain't
this
that.
is what the focus is going to be.
Yeah. Cause see that this and this, I feel like this is also gonna be another distraction from the fact they ain't gonna get this resolved. They ain't gonna get that situation worked out. It's been too
Oh,
long.
well,
Too much is gone on. It's too much in that's out of order. So they're gonna use this Britney situation and how the United States came to her aid and take the complete focus off of the fact that that has
off of
turned into a
Shanquella
complete
onto
shit
this,
show.
right? Yeah.
Is what's because like when have you heard any? I mean, not that we were getting like major news outlet coverage on this, a little blurb here, a little blurb there, but like you really ain't gonna hear nothing now.
Well, hell, it's been the only thing we've heard is on Black YouTube. Black YouTube
That's what
has
I'm
really
saying.
been, and
My
Black
whole
Twitter
point.
has been keeping this going.
Right. And my thing
But
is where's the outrage in that?
I
Since
said
everybody
that
want all this justice and everybody want to know what happened and all this and all of that, then where's the outrage that we're just having this conversation basically amongst ourselves as far as Black
I mean,
YouTube
like
is
I was on
concerned?
Conscious. Shout out to Conscious. I was on Conscious channel, and I said it then. It's like they're not even. I haven't. We're in Charlotte and haven't even seen a rally.
That's what I'm
There
talking about.
hasn't been a
Literally
rally.
nothing.
March, 10 people, nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. It's been media silence here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nobody is saying nothing. Yeah, the parents are running around trying to get attention. They don't have, they don't have no more information than what we have already. Why is that? Nobody's even bringing the parents in to say, hey, we got the girl. We can confirm that to give the parents some peace of mind that, hey, we're looking into this, we're on it. We got the girl in custody, we're talking to her. We're gonna get to the bottom of this, Mr. and Mrs. Robinson. Nothing. I mean, we know that the parents can't hold water, so if they had been talked to, they would have said it because they're saying every damn thing else. So, people want you to believe, oh, maybe the parents was told not to say anything, and that's why they're not saying anything. Then why are they on YouTube every other day? Why are they not on YouTube? I'd like to hear what the sister got to say personally, but
For real, because if she came over here and knocked on the door, I wouldn't know who she was.
I mean, from my understanding, the sister's really controlling a lot of things. But
Mm.
I'd like to see that family get a lawyer, and for the lawyer to come out and Benjamin Crump this thing and say, hey, I'm speaking for the family. All questions need to be directed through me, blah, 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 and put a muzzle on the dad and to put a muzzle on the mom.
Yo, definitely don't call Crump, child. Please, no.
I'm just, don't call him
I know what you
specifically,
mean.
but
You need to
somebody
call
like him.
you need to call Justin Bamberg. Shout out to Justin, because he know how to do this. He already been up here
Well,
one
with a
time
name
before
like
for
Bamberg, he got to be
Keith.
from the low country.
Yeah, I think he in Charleston. But yeah, he came up
Yeah, I
here
was going
for
to say, he down there
when I
somewhere.
had all them riots about Keith.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he took care of that. But yeah, I'm like, somebody call him, because this here what y'all got going on ain't working. Shoot, they can call me. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I got a paralegal degree. I can tell y'all how to be quiet. I am all about client prep.
I mean, we got to start controlling our image, or at least being concerned about our image and how we look, and nationally and internationally.
Hmm.
How does our image? How do people want to complain? Oh, if this happened, Becky, the media would have been all over this. See, I don't agree with that.
Really?
First of all, you ain't never seen
Well, yeah. First off, Becky don't operate in this type
parents.
of manner. Becky don't operate like
Becky
this.
parents saying on YouTube every other day talking
Hell
about their
to the
daughters.
no. Not at all. They with Diane Sawyer on the special 2020 that's coming on at 9 o'clock on Thursday night to mess up all your prime time programming.
If they
That's
doing
what they
that
doing.
much. But the
Hell,
first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna get an attorney to represent the family's interest.
that's what I'm talking about.
Um, that's how they're gonna do it. They're not gonna be up on sitting in their car with a mask on and ain't nobody in the car with you. Like, what are we doing
Yeah,
here?
hell no. Nah,
Is
yeah.
this that image?
My parents ain't doing all that. I'm just trying to tell you, because there's no way I'm a leave. Because I mean, shoot, you remember how many times I've been to Mexico?
Hell, I can't count.
That's what I'm saying. And I can promise you, I think it might have been 2 days where I didn't talk to both of them, but I talked to my mama and my daddy every day I was over there. And most of the time, I talked to both of them. They was like, "What's
I
going
know
on?
every
Where you
time y'all
at?
go
Who
anywhere,
you
y'all
with?"
touch down, and
For
wherever
real,
y'all touch down, y'all always check in with me. Hey,
right?
we at the airport. All right, okay, we leaving it. I mean,
Yeah, because
that's
I'm
how
saying
y'all usually
I
work
gave
it.
them your number. They was like, "No, I need just in case." You know what I'm saying? Something like, no, we don't operate like that.
Right.
And they definitely ain't finna let me let me take a whole group of people on my dime. That's not how that work. Because if something happened to me, they got access to my accounts. They can
Well,
do what they
and
need
that's
to do.
just a rumor. That's never been confirmed. Because again, Dad went on Antoine Daniels' show and said it wasn't no money missing. I don't know nothing about all of that money stuff y'all talking about, and I got control of her debit cards. That's what Dad said. Since we giving Dad so much credibility,
Hmm.
you know, okay, well, and Dad said he ain't controlling the GoFundMe. He said the daughter is, but he got a control of the bank accounts. Is what basically what he has said. I'm paraphrasing.
Hmm.
So nah, ain't nothing missing. No, nothing looks shady to me. So all of this whole she paid for everybody. Where's the evidence? I think one of the cousins, somebody said that.
Somebody said that. Okay.
I think that's where that originated from.
Yeah, because there's been so many like you said, like YouTubers with these so-called exclusive interviews. And my thing is, okay, I understand, everybody want to get the drop and have the exclusive, but why is it we as black people don't do any research?
Well, verify your sources, and
That's what I'm
and
saying.
then
Make
and
sure who you
then
talking to is who you talking to.
and then see if you can corroborate the story. Like I was saying, everything is coming from Geraldo Zuninga. Okay, can we, independent of him, establish some of these facts,
Hmm.
independent of what he's saying? And as far as I could tell, no. The answer is no. Everything is being traced back to him, and it's not been independently verified of him. So, and the guy may be telling 100% accurate or on board. I'm just skeptical by nature that, again, the FBI could run up in somebody's house in Connecticut and nobody reports on this. Nobody. The people that was in the house with the girl, the neighbors, nobody can confirm that happened. The feds raid people all day long, and a week later you got a mugshot. I
Sometimes it don't
mean,
even take that long.
this girl wasn't a terrorist. She was, what I mean, she wasn't something. They didn't have to take her to Quantico Bay. She wasn't that kind of thing where, the secret police had to get her, whatever the conspiracy theory is. They detained her for questioning. Okay, so when is her hearing? Is that going to be secret too? Since when are extradition hearings secret? I mean, I don't know that process, but I'd like to see an attorney interview somebody who's familiar with the extradition process. A criminal attorney, maybe, who's done this before.
Hmm.
Go on the lead show and talk to the lead, or talk to Dennis Ferlin or somebody.
Right. Because my thing is, we've been in this situation before where American citizens have been caught up in other countries with murder. We had Amanda Knox, we had Tina Thompson.
Natalie
Like,
Holloway.
well, nobody ever got charged in there, but I'm talking about, well, like Amanda Knox was literally on trial in Italy. Like,
Hmm.
like we've seen, you know what I'm saying, this stuff play out. And I mean, when I tell you, I was so tired of hearing about that child. I mean, if she went to the bathroom good, it was on the news. So this information is available if you want it to be available, and if something's really going on.
Right, right. I'm just fascinated in today's world with all these cameras. These the Cabo Six have vanished,
Yeah, and they black. When that happened? When black people just get to disappear?
and they was all on social media when they first came back.
Hmm.
So they went from being having this media tour and press conferences to nobody knows nothing. Nobody. I just find that fascinating. Fascinating. And it's just all rumors and speculation. And even some people that go on these YouTube channels, even after certain things have been debunked, they get on there and repeat conspiracy theories that have been debunked already. They're still saying this girl was a man when that's been debunked. Nobody knows what femicide seems to mean. I mean, you ask a clear. I know I've asked several people on panels to give a clear definition what femicide is. They want to tell me, oh, it's on the rise in Mexico. I didn't ask you if it's on the rise. I'm asking, what is it? And my understanding, which is, I'm a site Google. All you got to do is ask for a definition of femicide on Google, and it's going to tell you it's a man who kills a woman on the account that she's a woman. That's what femicide is here in the United States. I haven't been able to find a clear Mexican definition of it.
Hmm.
So, but my understanding is very similar. So, the reason why they use that language of femicide in Mexico was because they thought Dejanay was a woman because she was taking the wigs off and she had manly features. So the Mexican people were confused.
All
Okay,
right, I'll give you that.
I give you that. But when is the record going to be connected? Everybody's still running around femicide, 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 and don't even know what the hell it means.
Well, you know that's what we
What are we?
do, being all out of order. and refuse to
But
take
that goes to what
correction.
you
Didn't we just
said.
have this conversation?
When are we gonna verify stuff? Because when I first heard that word, just like when I told you with alcohol poisoning, I remember you and I talked the first time that news broke, and I told you, I said there had to be more than them Cabo Six there. It had to be. I said it had to be a medical professional there. That's where that term originated from. That's not an everyday term. Alcohol poisoning. What does that even look like? But we're so quick to use medical terminology and jargon to self-diagnose ourselves and each other. That's like everybody's bipolar. And ain't 90% of black women don't have never been diagnosed by a mental health professional. It's less than 10%. And when they are diagnosed, it's not bipolar. The number one diagnosis is schizophrenia. Look it up. But that's like now we're gonna bring up a new term, alcohol poisoning. Watch over the next couple of years, that's gonna be common.
It's gonna be the buzz. Okay.
I went to a black college. You did too. I
Hmm.
ain't never heard of that.
Now, alcohol. The last time I was even in the vicinity of anybody who had alcohol poisoning, I was in high school. Hell, we was in DC on one of our little history trips or whatever, and the
Right.
girl literally passed out from alcohol poisoning. Come to find out, she had been drinking. Like she was literally a straight up alcoholic, but she had just had too much and was done for. But I mean, like I just ain't been around folks that really been suffering from the alcohol poisoning like that. Like no.
And then when we was on that channel that
And
night,
I'm
we was
saying we
on
used to
there like
drink with
all
the
night.
best of them. I don't know what nobody else was doing in college, but I mean, yeah, we used to get it in with the
When I was
best
on
of
Conscious Channel that night, we talked about that toxicology report. And we
them.
had a couple of nurses that was on there too. Where's the toxicology report? How come that ain't been released? Since Geraldo is such a great experienced 27-year investigative reporter, where's the toxicology report? We've heard about it, but ain't nobody seen it.
Man, you are giving Geraldo the business. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
You
We
giving him
should
the
be able to
business.
verify some of the things he's saying. We
Yeah.
ain't been able to verify nothing he said. Nothing. Not one thing has been independently verified. Shout out to Geraldo.
The shout out. I know what
I'm
you get
just
because
saying.
we say he was on with
I
he
don't
was
have
on
no
with
loyalty
Lee.
to
Shout
him.
out to Lee. Well, I'll see you later on this evening in the mastermind.
And I love
Um,
to lead, you know.
I know, but
Shout out to
we ain't
AZ.
seen Geraldo since then. Like,
Since
where's
that
our
night.
mm-mm,
Since that night.
not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying.
And then there was some speculation that he wasn't even, this is a rumor, that and I was, again, I've been on a few panels. Somebody brought up that he wasn't even in Mexico, that he was in the United States at the
Who?
time that he was Geraldo,
Oh
at the
Lord.
time that he was talking to the lead. Well, I contradicted that. I said, well, when he was with the lead, he gave us an address for Western Union in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So why would he do that if he was in the United States? I mean, if he was trying to get money, he would want that
Right.
money to come to him,
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
they?
because they were saying that they're saying that his Cash App, got it was just too many people,
It got
bombarding and
overloaded or
stuff. Yeah,
something.
so that's why he had to go to the Western Union. So I think he's in Mexico. I don't think he's here. I think he's over there. It's just like you
I don't
said.
know. I don't know. I know that was a rumor that you always get these rumors.
Yeah, some
Again,
folks and they conspiracy theorists.
the conspiracy theories is Geraldo Zuniga is not in Mexico, but y'all can't tell me what Dejanay Jackson is.
Right.
Same
Yeah, you
people.
make it make sense.
Math
The
ain't
math
math.
ain't math and it sure ain't. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just know why it's so hard to find these folks. If they was white folk, I would understand why it's hard to find them because they got, saying, resources and experience in this type of shit. This ain't shit black
And
people do. Running ain't what we don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna be for real. We don't know how to, because you ever watched American Greed? Y'all, that's my show.
Yeah,
If y'all
yeah,
don't
yeah,
watch that
yeah. I've
white,
seen
when
that
I tell you
show.
that white people get away, and they be gone for 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 years. Like one guy was on
Remember
there.
that
He
bank
was
that got
he was
robbed
gone.
here in that bank that got robbed here in Charlotte in the 90s. They got all of the millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And they've actually made a movie based on they made a spoof movie. I can't think of the movie name about all that. They robbed a was it a Brinks truck or something like that. It was kind of like an inside job. The people was going for like hell almost 10, 15 years, and they never caught the people. The lady got tired of running and turned herself
It was
in
like, you know what? Here
because
I
she
go.
wanted her son to have a normal life. I'm like, hell, all of the millions of dollars you had, bitch.
Child, you
Like,
was supposed to send for him, child. Nobody got no time for that. Send for him. That's it. That's
hell,
what
he
we. That's what they know how to do that. We don't know how to do all this. So yeah, why we can't find these folks? And my thing is, if you didn't mean to kill her, that's all y'all had to say from the jump. You done gone all this running and around the mulberry bush and all of this and all that. If it was an accident, you should just stayed there and said so.
well, I mean, and I'm not trying not to make extreme about that topic. Might need to do another one just on that, but
Okay, we can.
they was they was saying well, we were saying that night. Well, I said that night that I was on Conscious Channel. These kids are innocent until proven guilty. This is still America.
Mhm.
And I try to look at it from the other angle that if and I used Imagine, my daughter Imagine as an example. She's 21. If I had sent her on vacation, Imagine like the fight. If I had sent her
Mhm.
down there and she got into a fight and something happened to somebody, I want to know the whole story. What did my daughter actually do? Okay, let's bring all of these these young adults in safely. Let's talk to them and find out what happened. Because I'm looking at it from the parents' standpoint, not Shanquella's parents, but what about Dejanay's parents? What about Malik's parents? Not Nazir's parents, Winter's parents. What about them? They have a due process that they're entitled to. What if the girl's neck got broke because they drug her down the steps trying to move the body? What if her neck got broke because they did all of that CPR on her? What if it's something else we don't know? Just because you get in a fight with somebody don't mean you need to lose your life. We don't know what Shanquella did. Because there's been rumors that she set somebody's cousin up. And this was that was where the animosity
So this
came
was
from.
retaliation.
Uh-huh. I'm
Oh
not
Lord.
I'm not spreading a rumor. That's one of the rumors that's floating out there. Cause see, they tried to paint Shanquella as this perfect angel. And I've been saying, coincidentally, volunteers aren't victims. And you don't surround your whole crew ain't grimy if you ain't grimy too. So they've been trying to paint her as this innocent college graduate who double majored in nursing and business and successful black businesswoman who ain't got no beauty salon of her own, but she got $500,000 in net worth. Get the fuck out of here. None of this story makes sense. People who moving like her, like they try to portray she was moving, don't have
Don't
friends like
associate with
that.
folks like that. Straight up.
She ain't got time. Even if you grew up, I got criminal friends I grew up with. I
You and
ain't
me
seen them
both.
in
I'm like,
years.
look, hey, I speak and keep it moving. We
I'm
don't.
from
Mm-mm.
Newark, New Jersey. I got a lot of criminal friends. Love them to death. But if I'm doing some quality shit now, where I'm building this business life, I can't associate with them. I have to see them when I see them, kind of thing. I can't be bringing suspicion to myself. And if she was so smart enough to be running this successful business where some kind of way she done made $500,000 in net worth, in less than 4 or 5 years in her adult life, more than lawyers and surgeons and hell, I don't think Abby's. That's the most popular hair braider in Charlotte is Abby's, right?
Mhm.
I don't think they running $500,000 in profit in a 5 year period, especially during COVID and a recession. But somebody tried to chop my head off on the panel. Oh, black women gonna always get their hair braided. You know what? Nobody getting their hair braided during in Charlotte during the lockdown. It wasn't happening. You might have went to your cousin's house or your homegirl house to get your hair braided, but you
Mhm.
wasn't going to nobody's shop.
Mm-mm.
And that person braiding hair during COVID wasn't making record numbers. Wasn't happening. Hell, the best barbershop in Charlotte wasn't running them kind of numbers. That's no grease. And they
Child.
got multiple
Full locations.
locations,
No grease stay pumping around here.
right? They downtown
You
Charlotte at the
can't throw a
doggone
rock without
Spectrum
hitting no
Center.
grease, bruh.
They
Be
at the
on it.
Spectrum Center. They at North
Mhm.
Lake Mall. They at Concord Mills. They at South Park Mall. They
Yeah.
in Atlanta. They ain't running $500,000 worth of profit for they multiple locations. So I call bunk on that. Stop trying to make volunteers into victims and victims into martyrs. Let's stop doing that. We didn't need to tell the narrative that this black girl who's a victim who got killed down there in Mexico was a successful businesswoman. We did not need to paint that picture. But they always try to do that to make somebody more than what they are. I did taxes for 20 years here in Charlotte, and most people don't even know how much money they make from year to year. But all of a sudden, everybody expert on somebody else's finances. In less than a week of her death. First of all, when you do a when you look at a business, you don't go by net worth. You go by the business valuation. Has nothing to do with an individual's net worth. Net worth don't matter because you can lie to Forbes and say anything. They don't verify nothing. That's how Donald Trump been getting away with it. The only source that Forbes had that Donald Trump was a billionaire was Donald Trump himself. That's why they looking into his taxes now. Hmm.
Well, they was let them put the kibosh on that. Yeah.
Nah, they doing it right now. They finally got the taxes.
There they got it, but then it was one of them courts was like, yeah, nah, y'all can go ahead and shut that down. So they been back again.
Yeah, they passed the ruling. They couldn't stop that
Oh,
shit. The judge
Jesus,
said, no. We
Lord.
all in this.
I mean, and what is that gonna do? Like, I'm just being real.
Well, now that he's running again, that's where it's going to come into play. But
But my thing is, as a businessman, why would you keep bad debt?
well,
Would you
because he
would
ain't a
you get
bit.
rid of it if you could?
Well, he can't get rid of the tax records because the IRS
But
has
now
them.
I'm talking about because they be like he declared bankruptcy and all, and he did all that. Okay, I mean, ain't that like you trying to get your credit report clean?
Well, we could. Well, the problem with Donald Trump is he went bankrupt 9 times.
Okay, he got rid of bad debt 9 times. He messed a lot of people up, but I
Well,
mean, again, it was legal. So we
well,
mad at the law, or we mad that he used the law? Which
well. No, I'm not mad at him for that.
no, I mean,
Well,
I'm just saying other black folks because I mean I ain't give a damn neither. I mean I had plenty good
I'm
times in
mad
Atlantic
at the
City,
record
so
not
I
being
was cool.
straight. I remember as a kid watching those stories because he destroyed it. He destroyed Atlantic City.
He did.
But when he got new funding,
Hmm.
they always swept that new funding, which was coming from international sources, under the rug. So okay, you went bankrupt, but all of a sudden you go from bankrupt to back being a billionaire 5 years later.
Mm,
Where did that funding come from?
true. Well, I know I had some good times in Atlantic City at Trump Tower. I ain't even finna sit up here and tell y'all no lies. I used to be over there, over in the wild, wild west, wide open, getting it. So
So I'm not knocking his hustle, but he ain't no businessman.
I mean,
I mean,
nah.
Trump International, that's what they finding out,
Mhm.
didn't have no business. They never had a successful business model outside of him rebranding hotels in his own name. That was the successful thing. He created an image based on nothing, and he found a way to monetize it. That's genius. But any
So
type of
wouldn't his asset, I mean, his greatest asset be himself?
his name,
Yeah.
it was his name.
Okay.
It was his name.
I mean, that's how I
But when
saw it,
he
but
tried to actually do real business, like I'm going to sell this product or service, that shit all went and fell apart. The steak company, the wine company,
the school.
the the school he was trying to do, the partnership. I remember when I was working for ACN, he tried to partnership with them. I told them idiots they didn't know what they was talking about. They didn't listen to me. They were trying to sell video phones right at the time where cell phones were starting to ramp up. So this would have been what 2009, 2010. I said pretty soon. I remember meeting with the owners. I said pretty soon they're gonna have the capability to do video chatting on your cell phone. Why the hell would I buy a house phone with a little ass screen when I already can do it on my cell phone? I said at the time, Yahoo Messenger had video chat. I said, like, why would I go to my house phone where everybody's getting rid of a house phone? I could just open up a laptop and video chat with whoever I want. Why now with this ACN had that video phone they were trying to push. The other person on the other end gotta have the same phone. I said,
Mhm.
this is never gonna work. Last time I rode by ACN headquarters, because their corporate headquarters is in Concord.
Mhm.
Last time I rode by that shit, that motherfucker was empty. That pretty ass building is
Mhm.
empty today.
Yep.
They moved all of those people down from Detroit because that's where their corporate headquarters was. They
Mhm.
moved all of those people down here from Detroit and relocated just to give them a pink slip.
Mm. Sad.
They tricked all of those people from leaving good companies like Convergys and Wells Fargo. Remember all of the people left Wells Fargo to go work for
Child,
ACN?
yeah. They was like, yeah, I'm about to get this bag. I was like, okay.
Where they at
Mm,
now?
right.
Kicking themselves for leaving Wells Fargo. Kicking
Trying to get
themselves
back
for
in.
well, that was the same thing the last group was doing. Remember the last group was hiring everybody through the temp agency
Yeah,
and they was promising everybody,
for the
oh
ramp
yeah,
up. Yeah. I did it a
you're gonna
couple
get paid
times.
$19 an hour, and then after training, you're gonna be at 25. And then they did this for like 3 training classes that I know of. They would keep them people through the busy season, and
Mhm.
as soon as the busy season was over,
Mhm.
they fired 200 people at one time. They would
Yeah,
have
and
the
they used to
police
have the sheriff and the police and all that in the parking
waiting
lot because people would
outside.
show out so bad. Yeah, I did it. I did it twice, and they still call me every year and be like, "Are you available?" I'm like, "Yeah, not for that. Nah, I'm good." Mm-mm. But
I
yeah, I
said,
mean, it
why
was
would I?
like it was crazy. Folks would be fighting, throwing bricks through windows. You know, say tearing up people's cars. Like it was insane. I was like,
I
yeah,
was
nah,
working
I'm
for
good.
United Healthcare, which was right across the street down
Mhm.
there off of Arrowwood.
Right.
And I would ride the train, and a lot of them people, they be on the train mad as shit.
Mhm.
They would be, because we all rode the train together, and they would be on that train mad as shit. I'm like, I'm gonna keep my little United Healthcare job. I don't know about
Right. Cause see, that's
you.
the messed up part. That's how they would, you know what I'm saying? Like you went in the interview, that's how they would package it to you. Like, you know what I'm saying, come do what you gotta do, and it's essentially guaranteed. But shoot, even
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
got
yeah.
in there, you wasn't even guaranteed to get into production. Like you had to grind and prove yourself to even get into production to even be able to get the money. Then it turned
Because where was that
into
guy through the temp agency that everybody was going through? Everybody know him too.
you talking about Frederick.
Frederick. Everybody know him. That was who hired everybody for the last.
Frederick was cool though, but he was like, "Look,
He was a
I'm
cool
gonna go."
dude.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm gonna go ahead and give you the real." He was like, "I'm gonna need you to continue to, you know, what I'm saying, be looking." I was like, "Well, keep my stuff in circulation while I'm over here getting this." But when I tell you, I got every dollar they was offering, every dollar, every dollar.
And I would tell people, man, don't quit your main job now. If you want to work this way and your main job, you better do
But
that. But
see,
don't
after a while, they figured out people was doing that, so they had it set up to where you couldn't even do that. You had to get them at least 50 hours a week.
mm,
Yeah, they
no, I
was
wasn't giving
yeah.
a in Wells Fargo. I'm like, why would you leave Wells Fargo?
Right. I was like, child boo. Then it wasn't even guaranteed which building because you know they would like rent office spaces. They would have all these different people. So you would start at
Yeah,
one site and then you end up somewhere completely different and they didn't care if it was on
yeah,
the bus
yeah,
line or not.
yeah, yeah. Because originally they had a location over there off of South Park, and then they was down there off of Carowinds Boulevard, and then they was somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. They all the way
I'm
down in
like,
they right behind LPL and Fort Mill.
damn, they don't move way down there now.
Way
No,
down
thank you.
there. And yeah, yeah. So like
You gotta fight all of that traffic
we in the front and they in the back. Yeah.
and a lot of them people, like I said, didn't have cars. They was catching the train,
Mm-hmm.
and carpooling. It's one thing to get a ride to someplace in Charlotte, but now you got to get a ride down here in South Carolina.
Well, this the
Mm.
thing, like in the when they doing the end of the year, the re-verification, they have roads. The charter bus go back and forth. So if you long as you get the Carowinds, because I think that's where the train get off at. You
Yeah,
get off
yeah,
on that
yeah.
last one, the bus
Yeah,
will be there to
you
pick
take the
you up,
train to South Boulevard,
and they'll
and then you
take
take
you.
the bus over there to Carowinds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when the
And then
Magic was doing that when she was working down there.
yeah, and then the charter bus take you back and forth. Mm-hmm. Child, I'm talking about
Mm.
have all our traffic messed up because you know, like we have an actual parking deck. So
Right.
yeah, they be trying to come all up in our parking deck because I mean, like literally, they just left they parking lot as like it's like a piece of it that's paved, and then the rest of it's just like red clay and grass. It is trifling. So they be trying to come all up in our stuff. I'm like, we like, look, we don't have enough room for us. We definitely don't have enough for y'all. We're gonna need you to keep pushing.
Yeah, that's too much for me,
Yeah,
man.
it's a hot mess
I
because
don't want to do it.
they in the what's this December? Yeah, they in the midst now. Hmm. They in the midst of that nonsense as we speak. Let y'all keep that. Uh-uh. I'm
But
good.
yeah, mark my words. Though, going back to this Brittany Griner thing, man, they're gonna
Yeah, because we done got all off to the left, but that's all right.
they're gonna they're gonna use her as a puppet, man. She's gonna be. This is about this upcoming election, getting a jump on the campaign season.
Mm.
She's another prop. Lock in the lock in particular votes from certain demographics. That's what this is about. But they what the Democrats don't realize, and they're showing they haven't learned anything from Stacey Abrams. They're further alienating black men. They don't realize that's what they're doing. Very few black men are going to look at this situation like this is a plus for us,
Exactly.
for black people in the United States. This doesn't help.
Right, because if we was gonna go for black people, if we was trying to go negotiate for some folks, we didn't want her.
Again, there's
I'm
a
just
lot
saying.
of. I just don't think the Democratic Party should have pushed for this.
Mm-mm.
I think they should have went after Paul Whelan
That wasn't
and
gonna benefit them because I guarantee when he got back over here, he wouldn't vote for none of them.
yeah, but see, it would have showed independent voters and some Republican voters, hey, we fighting for y'all too.
And when have you ever known them to make an intelligent decision? Like literally, what was the last intelligent decision we got from the Democratic Party?
Don't know.
Because
Don't
I'm
know.
trying to tell you, they keep my finances messed up.
They keep following the same playbook.
I'm not with it.
They following the same playbook, and so I guess James Clyburn is gonna have them catfish nuggets ready for Brittany.
Yeah, the catfish
Shout out to
nuggets and them
Coach.
butter biscuits. Child, honey, she gonna have a nice meal. All she needs some grits. I'm
And
over it.
Coach must be listening to my podcast on the low. He mentioned past the pork chop earlier
He
today.
did, yes.
I said,
Child,
Coach, you watching me on the low?
Child coach say he ain't got nothing for us tonight. Them Raiders coming on. I was like, okay, we'll see. Child, I'm
Yeah.
just, I can't even say I'm disappointed because this sounds like some goofy mess they would do. Like, yeah, I ain't even, I ain't shocked.
I'm just we gave up a lot, man. This is
We gave up everything
we
because what else do we have they want?
just think if the Hornets had never traded Kobe, where Charlotte would be right now.
Right. Yeah, Kobe probably still be alive.
Hell, we might have got been able to get Shaq.
For real. For real. For real.
Imagine if we would have had Shaq and Kobe in Charlotte.
Yeah. That would have been tight right there. That too would have been
Just imagine
tight.
that.
Hold up, what am I reading? Uh, Paul Whelan greatly disappointed Biden administration has not done more to free him. As this popped up on my Yahoo.
I'm sure he is.
Child, and then how you gonna tell his family earlier in the week? Oh yeah, we worked out a deal, but he still ain't coming home. Like,
But she come on, you know.
right, child, that's like old boy in Raising in the Sun. Yeah, I'm gonna invest in this liquor store, but yeah, I ain't never see that come to fruition, but the money gone. Like, I was just saying, like, for real, for real. But we supposed to be the best and the brightest. But why we always getting played?
Uh, I don't think we got played. I think we played ourselves. And I know the doggone Russians was like they want what? And
That's all.
they gonna give us what? Shit. I know
Yeah,
it
they
was
was like,
like,
yeah, we'll take
you
that.
gotta be shitting me.
It'd be too easy. I know they was like, this is way too easy. But
I know them
we
Russians got black as shit. I know they was like, Putin was like, get the fuck out of here. You gotta be shitting me. Sign them papers.
mm-mm. It was how they when the press conference broke out when Joe and them got up on T, all that damn grinning. What are y'all grinning? Everybody in there. He was the lightest one in there. He had old what hell we don't even know what Kamala is. Her ass back there grinning. He had the little press secretary. She up there looking like the average everyday black woman. She damn grinning. So I'm tired of black people getting on. Let me say this. I'm tired of black folks getting on platforms where they can be seen via, saying, press conferences, YouTube, all, whatever, and y'all can't read worth a damn. I'm so sick of that. Like, I was watching some folks last night. I ain't naming no names, but they can't read for shit. I don't. It ain't hard.
Lead attorney looks like he's about to go live. That's about to
Reading
pop
is
up for him. Shout out to the
hold,
lead.
hold up, lead on. Let me see about lead.
I think he's either coming
Lead.
on or is about to come on.
Hold on, lead. Don't make me go off on you. Hold on. Let me see what lead on here talking about. Wait, I gotta go back into my other.
He early too.
Oh yeah, he probably trying to get on because we supposed to what? That's an hour. Hold on. We supposed to be having mastermind.
Oh, maybe trying to get one in early before that start.
Hold on. Where is he? No, new video service. I don't see no. Let's see the one from yesterday about 10-year old. I don't see nothing new. He got on there and talked about Kanye and Kim the other day. I mean, they just passing money back and forth. That's all that's gonna be going on with that. What's this? Oh, that's Dennis
Yeah, well,
Sperling.
I'm with lead. He brought out a good point. Is that if they have joint custody,
What is all this
why
paying money?
yeah, why? To me, I think it's a waste of court resources.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he dropped a short about the
Oh, that's for sure.
oh yeah, you remember that show he did about the shortage on the black sperm and a goofy ass dude that ended up selling sperm for like $200 in a dinner, all while he was married.
Oh, I ain't see that one, but
You ain't see that? Yo,
that kind of goes to the point I was when I was talking to
yo,
Obsidian
that
that
was
night.
so out of order.
that goes to my point where I was talking to Obsidian, where he was trying to make the argument that eggs are more valuable than sperm.
Yeah, I remember
Wrong,
that.
old man. Love you to death. Shout out to the old man, but you were wrong, and I tried to prove. He kept muting me. He wouldn't let me make my argument. hmm Come to find out, black male sperm, is more
At
valuable than
a
female
damn
eggs.
premium, and they said there's an abundance of black eggs, black female eggs. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And it only has an 18% success rate
right, yeah,
because what's happening is these females are waiting till they're too old to freeze their eggs. So they're not freezing their eggs in their 20s when they're most viable. They're waiting till right before they turn 40 to try to freeze their eggs. And it only has an 18% success rate. But that's another conversation. I
but
tried
we
to tell you, old man.
but we supposed to be the most educated, so we couldn't figure that out.
Tried to tell him that. So by his own logic that he made to me, that the rarer thing is the more valuable thing. And I was trying to tell
You know,
him
that
that the
would be the
black
sperm.
sperm is more valuable. But, he kept muting me and wouldn't let me talk, but whatever. Still supporting you though.
Yeah, he was on yesterday.
Shout
That
out to Miss Brown Sugar.
Yeah, that whole situation with Jessica X yesterday. Yeah, that was a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was crazy.
Like
That was crazy.
it be the people calling in for me. Like my thing is, okay, we on here talking about trying to get people together. If you already together, why you on here dropping? He wasn't even dropping knowledge. He was just he was. I don't even want to call it simping. I mean, it was like he was trying to shoot his shot, but you kept talking about your wife. So if you already married, then this ain't the conversation for you. Why you trying to call up in here just to talk to her? We trying to talk to the single folk. I don't. I'm just seeing a lot of black men needing attention and ain't going about getting it the
Just
right way.
Jessica X has been in this space for quite a while, and they were trying to make this false connection between her and Pearly things,
Mm,
and but Jessica X has been in this space for a while.
right.
She was always in Kevin Samuel's chat and
Mhm.
other content creators. Everybody's always been shouting out Jessica X
Right.
for the last few years. Same way we do Luke Casely.
Mhm.
Everybody shouts out Luke Casely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my
So,
girl for real.
um, and what's the other lady? Gail, the teacher.
Yeah, Gail at night.
Gail at night. Okay, yeah.
Moderator
So
extraordinaire. Shout out, Gail. What's going on?
you got people that's been actively supporting men. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Pearly Things was doing her thing on another platform. She just recently switched over to YouTube, but she was on TikTok.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't understand. Is they try to make this white thing an issue. Oh, well, why are we letting the white girl get more successful than Jessica X? Somebody tried to. Well, as Jessica X said, she put in the work and I haven't.
Let's talk about that work. Cause I mean, I can see it from both sides, but I feel like she did the typical white woman action, pump the black men for all what they know, throw them some little
She
crumbs.
paid for it though.
She did, but she done got all of that back 35 fold.
But the
But my thing is
problem is
she could have
she
gotten some
did
of that
it,
same she could have gotten some of that same information. She could have gone to some white folks for that. She could have gone to Rollo Tomasi and
but she
a
chose
couple of
not
other
to.
folks.
She
That's
chose
my
to come
point.
to the black men
That's
and
my
she
point.
paid for it.
Okay, she paid one time. It ain't like she paying tuition,
Now she
but you
paid three
continue to keep
times.
playing. Okay,
She
three
paid
times.
three times.
So we talking
Yeah.
what $1,000 maybe?
Each time. But you got people who come over to this space, black women, who ain't paid not a dime.
True.
I have more problem with them talking shit about black men that they
Well,
eating
who
off
who
of.
specifically we talking about?
Hell, we could what? Cynthia G, Tasha K. We could talk about them, right?
Okay, well, Natasha K was basically trying to be the next Wendy Williams, so I don't really consider her to have anything to do with the manosphere until she needed something to talk about.
I mean, it's a few of them
I mean,
now.
Cynthia G ain't really. She just on bashing, so that still ain't really the same for me. That
And
really
then you
still ain't
got
the same
people.
thing.
Well, here's my problem. Black women always want to try to make issue when there isn't an issue. And oh, brothers is only gonna support the light skinned girls and the white girls.
I mean, that happens.
But when polled, and I remember when Obsidian did the poll,
Hmm.
everybody gave Kendra the highest marks.
Well, where's Kendra money to show that?
It started to come in.
See, starting to
It
come
started.
in 3 years after the fact ain't good enough for
I
me.
agree. I
That ain't good
agree.
enough for me. When I'm sitting in here and I go to other people's chat rooms and you got, you know what I'm saying, light breaks that ain't really saying nothing. And they $100 here,
I
$200 over
agree.
there,
And we've been.
$400 over there. And Kendra over here done straight gave us straight life changing fire on this YouTube
I
this
agree.
afternoon and the pennies rolling in. I got a problem with
I
that.
agree. I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
But
She giving us information to change our lives. The rest of some of these folks is just talking, but them the ones, you know
and
what I'm
I
saying, getting
agree.
paid. Like I was just telling you earlier about the shout out to Messy Mashawn. We gonna get together, girl. I saw your broadcast
She
earlier.
ain't even that messy, girl. Keep doing your thing.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Where she was talking about the this broad literally just got out of prison for assault. And y'all up here hollering about she beautiful and she this and she that. She look like a everyday hood rat, and you done gave her $250,000. This is what I'm talking about. But Kendra on here changing
Me and
lives,
Michonne need to
and
talk because she's me
this
and her
ain't
just
it.
alike.
This
Me
ain't the
and her
move for
just
me.
alike, man. Me and her need to talk. Girl, reach out to me, man. Let's collab.
But you
Me and
need to
her
get
need
in the
to talk,
mastermind,
man.
and then you got access to these people.
I know, man. Lee supposed to be giving me a scholarship. You know, I winked
Man,
at
I'm
her. Well,
trying.
no.
Yo, Lee, I
AV
need.
winked at me the other night, man, and that's what
Man,
told
look,
me in
look,
that wink
y'all.
that she gave me
I'm trying to get the course.
that I'm gonna get the
I
scholarship.
need that 400. I need that scholarship y'all was talking about the other night. I need that in my life because I got expenses around here.
But no, real talk. The person who deserved the scholarship the most is Jessica X. So Lee was saying, who how it who would I pick for the scholarship if I really do that?
Hmm.
Jessica X is the first one.
Okay, but my thing is give it to somebody who can't afford it.
She said she couldn't afford it.
Hell, I can't either. So what we saying?
She was talking about it like, hey, like I'm only making like 60 pounds or something.
Right, but
And he was
then
like,
right, but then she said you said she. I mean, she just didn't sound like she wanted to give up her job. Like if she had the
she was saying
opportunity.
I can't afford to.
Right. I mean, I get that, and I can't either. So what's up?
I mean, but she's been more active in the space than you.
I get that. I get that.
So that's why I would put her ahead of you. You know, I love you to death, but just if I'm going by merit, who's actually been active, she's been active. I would love to see her get that scholarship.
Okay.
I would love to see her do that. I'm trying to think of anybody else on that level. I can't
Let
really
me
say
see.
anybody else yet. I was trying to think of a dude, a man who might need it. I really can't
Let
say
me
yet.
think. Let me see. Dang. Let me think. Um. Mm, no, you can't read. I can't. We can't do that.
Ooh, you about to say Jay?
No. First of all,
Oh,
That would be a complete waste. Complete
oh.
waste because he's not receptive to he living in
Constructive
resistance.
criticism.
And Lee beat up. Okay, so you remember when Lee went to the did you was on there when Lee went to the left on Moose Locks. That it would be 100 times like I think Lee would really for real drive to Alabama and slap the shit out of him. So that ain't what no. We ain't wasting that
Now,
on
the
him.
funny one is when he went off on
Absolutely
Tony the
not.
Closer.
He doing good. Angry Man ain't over there. Shout out to the Angry Man. Look, he doing good. Angry Man ain't come through looking for him. But if you go Angry Man,
Like,
just come. You
AM
gotta
ain't gonna
come through
waste his
Charlotte
time.
anyway. So pick us up and we gonna ride with you. That's all.
AM ain't gonna waste his time,
That
man.
right. I'm just saying, yo, if it just jump on your spirit one day, and you be like, you know what, I'm tired of this nigga talking shit. You got to come through here anyway. Just slide through, come through the valley, pick us on up, and we'll ride down there with you, and we can keep it moving. I'm just
Now,
saying,
Op might be a
I
good
pay
person
money
for a
for that. I
scholarship.
would, I would, I would pay money for that. Real talk, money. And be like, and as soon as the police get there, I don't know nothing. I'm gonna show y'all how
Op
to be
might be a
quiet.
good I might be a good person for the
You know
scholarship.
what?
That might
Yeah, yeah, I
it
can
may
see
help
that.
him.
I can see that. I feel
And demographically, he's right in that in between because Op is what 37, 38. So he's a
mm,
late millennial, but he's close to Gen X.
mm,
He kind of can bridge that gap,
true. Yeah, I need to
you
watch
know.
his stream from the other day. There was so much going on. I got to get in and
Yeah.
see what's popping. But I mean, we gon' yeah. I'm gonna stop doing all this advertising for lead. I know that. Mm-mm. Nah, I just playing. I was just playing. I love lead, but he need to go ahead and hook me up that course though for real. Hook a sister up.
Yeah, I mean, I got a
I
couple
paid.
people
What was
I'd
the
like to
girl
see
came on
be
the other night? She
nominated,
was
you
like, I
know.
mean, you can't get on Afterpay or Klarna or something. I was like, you better tell it, girl, because yeah, I can work. I can do that. But this, he was
Or
like, I
just let
mean,
him do a payment plan on Cash App. Shit, let me
that's what I'm
send you
talking. Like
$20.
for real, for real, for real. I'm already
Put
right.
$50 on this
Let me
lead.
add, yeah, add it to my mastermind bill. Something. That's what I'm saying. We need some payment plans, lead. Times is hard. Some of us got to work, like for
And I
real.
know he
Some
looks at it like, oh, it's only $400, but what he needs to consider is the average American don't even have $400 in savings.
for real,
You know,
for real.
it's, it's it's tough
We
out
gonna
here,
work on
Lee.
him though. We gonna work
It's
on him.
tough out here, Lee.
It is, it is. That's why you was talking about that. He got on his Mr. James that financial freedom the other night. Look, lead, I'm trying to be financially free, but I need your help. That's all I'm
Hell,
saying.
I would love to be on the mastermind. I would love to, you
Well,
know.
go, you need to sign up. Quit playing. Hey, with $50, you can do that.
Look, I got 4 kids. All right, I got to make sure I got to make sure my little bit of money go to them sometime. You know.
Lord. But I'm saying you go ahead and get in the mastermind and get your channel popping, and then get monetized. You got some money for them. That's all I'm saying. Because I mean, it's some excellent
It's
information
something
in there.
I've been planning to do it for a while. I just haven't been able to budget it, but I would love to do it.
Hmm.
Most definitely, I would love to do it.
Yeah,
I
it's.
mean, I have so much respect for him, and
Hmm.
there's a few content creators I really genuinely just respect.
Hmm.
Don't necessarily mean I agree with him 100%,
Right,
but I do respect him. Um,
right. You know,
from a
another one
business
I
standpoint.
would love to chop it up with Dennis, Dennis Sperling. Like we need to, yeah. Because I'm gonna have to do a reaction to a clip he put out the other day. Was it last week? He was trying to explain to this little boy, these chaps don't listen. Jesus, Lord, they don't listen. He was going on and on and on about it need to be balanced between, you know what I'm saying, taking responsibility for what's wrong with the black community, between the men and the women and all the different kind of no. Everything ain't about balance. Sometimes you wrong and sometimes the other person right. Suck it up. That's what it is.
Well, that's that feminist. We gonna make things equal, but it's disingenuous because they only want to make things equal when it benefits them. Now, when you come to making things equal where they got to give up something, they don't want to hear that. So
This is
that's why I
true.
say I call BS on that. We need to make it fair. Okay, what
Mm-mm.
about when you need to make it fair for me? When you need to make it fair on our side and you got to give up something, then they get quiet. They
Absolutely.
get real quiet, you know.
Mm. What's the other thing I got a problem with? It's the whole thing that all fat people just sit around and eat all day. But I'm gonna get into that on my other channel.
Who
I'm
been
gonna get
saying
into that
that?
on my other channel. Child, every time somebody want to get on talk about weight and this and that and the woo 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 woo, everybody who fat don't sit around and eat all day. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be on here talking now. I'd be somewhere stuffing my damn face. Like for real, for real. Sometimes it be other things going on. So, because you know that's one of the big, you know what I'm saying. You know, like Kevin say, fit, feminine, and friendly. Like, and I can't. What was it? It was Angry Man. I spent a lot of time over there. I for real do. I'll be able to get my moderation on. But anyway, it was a conversation that he was having where he was like, you know, a lot of black men like y'all are for real unrealistic in what you looking for with these women, and if you was really truly only going after what you said you was going after, then where all these kids coming from? And this one dude get on there, yeah, if she ain't, you know what I'm saying, this size and this and that. He had this whole list of shit he was going down. And he was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I ain't making but 35K now, but when I get on, woo. So if you want her to ride with you while you getting on from the 35K, you need to ride with her while she losing these pounds. That's where I'm coming from. If you ain't coming to the table perfect, don't expect nobody else to be coming to the table perfect. Especially like Obsidian was saying, if when you meet her, she's already on her journey and you see her on the journey. You vetted and verified this is what's really going on. Then hell, you need to, if she quality, I feel like you need to ride with it. Just like if she gon' you know what I'm saying, see you trying to do your thing. Okay, that was for real gunshots. And you grinding doing what you need to do to elevate yourself, you want her to ride with you while you getting that done, then hell, that's give and take. I'm sorry, but that's how I see that. With this whole thing, I mean, now it's a whole lot of nasty ass, fat, flabbing, stinking, you know what I'm saying? Church's chicken eating ass sisters out here. That's real, but don't paint everybody with the same brush. That's where I be coming from. But again, we're gonna get into that on my other channel. Y'all stay tuned. Cause yeah, we gonna get to that. Gonna show y'all, how some fat people living. Not all. But yeah, that's one of my biggest issues. Cause again, y'all out here, you know what I'm saying, going after your little type and your look and all of that, then you end up in prison because you done got caught up in some of her bullshit, or better yet, you're dead because you got caught up in some of her bullshit. Y'all remember the dude at the bodega jumped into all that nonsense? Like they love to do that shit. You see the bitch leading you down the wrong road, but because she got the look and y'all look good together, you gonna go along with it. And they never knows how to
I
be these same fat chicks they don't want be the ones they be at their house eating fried chicken, crying about what the other bitch doing. No, ever notice that?
I think, and I'm gonna talk shit about black men for a minute. I think we're disingenuous,
Hmm.
and I kind of said this to Jay and Op
I think it's
the
a.
other
I think
night,
it's with everything. It's
and
a group. I don't think it's because again, I've been around awesome black men in my life. Like literally. Like all this high not to cut you off, but all this high value and all, like I mean honestly, this is all I know because I mean the way Kevin, you know what I'm saying, was talking that I mean that's how black men I grew up around was flowing. So I mean like my grandfather, you know what I'm saying, he was, you know what I'm saying, an entrepreneur. I mean a real entrepreneur, y'all. He was the first small business in Charlotte to pay people $10 an hour to work part time. Yeah, my granddad wasn't playing no games. He was turning everybody on. So I mean, he was hobnosing with the mayor and the black lawyers and the black doctors, like all of that. So all that what Kevin was saying about how high value men flow, and if you get out of order, they gonna check. That's real. This is not anything new. So basically, that's all I know. So I know, you know what I'm saying, that it's a sector of men that flow like that, and then you got another sector of folks that just I can't even call them men, they just males that, you know what I'm saying, ain't really got it together. And I feel like the manosphere now is too many of the ones that ain't got it together and they washing out the real men. But back to what you were
well, I think we kind of need to define things as a group better.
saying.
And I was trying to explain this to Jay and Op the other night on their channel, on Op's show,
That's what was going
and
on
I
in there.
said
Okay.
we were talking about everybody thinks they're an alpha man, right?
Mm-mm.
And there's so much negative connotations on what a beta is, and
Mm-hmm.
I think they mix up the jargon. They mix up a simp with beta, and I've told Jay that
No,
plenty
you
of times. They're
no.
not the same thing. Most men are betas.
Right.
If you put 10 men in a group, only one can be an alpha. That means the other nine are betas. It
Exactly.
doesn't mean
But that
they're not
right.
masculine
But
men.
that
It
also
doesn't mean
doesn't
they're
mean the
not
other
good
nine
men.
simping. Because only three of them
And it
nine could
doesn't
be
mean they're
simping.
simps. Right.
Right.
Um, and I think we need clarity on that because we just throw out these terms.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and nobody really understands what they mean, and they put their own meanings on them.
Right.
Same thing, even if you use Kevin's scale
Mhm.
of high value men, those are your eights,
Mhm.
nines, and tens.
Right.
But we're talking about less than 10% of the male population.
Right.
Your Pookie's, Ray Rays, and JoJo's, shout out to Love Dorsey. Your Pookie's, Ray Rays, and Little JoJo's are the ones, twos, and threes. Well, what does that leave everybody else?
4,
Everybody else
5,
is
and
a
6.
4, 5, or 6. 5 is average, 6 is slightly above average, 4 is slightly below. That's where most of us fit. That's the 80% of men. 10% are low value, 10% are high value, 80% are the 4s, 5s, and 6s.
Right. So my
Most of them
thing is
mo-
with go ahead. You probably gonna answer it, but go ahead.
most of those 4s, 5s, and 6s are betas because you alpha is a very rare thing.
And they don't have
And
to
I
tell you
said
they
this
alphas. Alphas
exactly.
ain't
You're
got to
gonna
tell you
know.
nothing.
You're gonna know. You're gonna just know. It's gonna just be a thing.
They flow different. I mean, like literally, they for real flow different.
And it's effortless. It's an effortless thing.
Mhm.
But the ones who try to beat their chest the most are not alphas.
No.
Were you on that? Were you on that live that well, Ivan was on that live that night with me?
Yeah, I was on.
Or
I
were
think
you
I got on
listening
before
to
you
it?
did.
Okay. Well, we found out real quick which one of the two of us who
Child,
was the
yeah,
alpha
cause
and who
yo, when
wasn't.
he started screaming like a old bitch, I was
He looked like a
done.
bitch real quick.
I'm like, you dude, you got a head full of gray hair and you on here screaming and hollering. I was like, I don't want to do this.
But listen to the thing he said. I remember, well, man, all of the chicks I dated at least eights. No,
Yeah,
they not.
right. Not nah, hell no,
Nothing
not in
about you
Texas. There's no
says
legal
you
secretary.
dealing
You
with
could try
chicks
that again, bro.
Beyonce level and up.
Yeah,
Nothing about you
no,
says that.
nah, not at all, bro. Not the way you on here screaming. Because if that's the case, he wouldn't even had time to be on there. Because that was what 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So
Yeah, it
in
might have been
Texas,
later
that
than
was
that. We was on there
7:30,
for
eight
a while.
o'clock over there.
We was up
That's
there
what.
a while.
And I'm talking when he first came on, because he came and
Yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah.
Remember?
And he had the little LED things around his room. I'm like, what are you in your
Yeah, child,
daughter's
by doing
room?
all this. Yeah,
His
sir,
room
stop the
looked like my
games.
daughter's room.
Stop the games. Like for real, for
Stop.
real.
Stop the cab, bro. Me personally, I don't like eight, nines, and tens. I don't like them. They are a headache and they never been worth it. I like regular women.
Hmm.
Fours, fives, and sixes. That's what I like. I personally don't care about weight. That's not an issue for me.
Hmm.
I'm more into your personality and your performance. You're going to get more points from me with your cooperation points. Or are you
Yes.
cooperative? Can I work with you?
Mm.
That's going to make you more attractive to me. So I tell women, I understand Kevin with the fit, feminine, friendly. He was talking about that's what high value men want.
Hmm.
But what happened was a bunch of regular ass niggas tried to adopt that and apply
Right.
that to themselves.
So yeah, so we got these fake ass passport bros, but that's gonna be another
Uh,
show. Cause I got questions. I got questions. We gonna get into that later on another stream. I got questions.
so they passing up on solid women. I'd rather be with a solid chick, whether she's overweight or not. And I'm not even talking about fat, because I that's another conversation. We need to define what the fuck fat means. We need to define that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I'd rather be with a woman that's, to me, the more important thing is, are you cooperative? That's more important than you being fit. Because we already know the average black woman ain't fit. We already know. So we gonna rule out the majority of black women
Mhm.
just on that.
Mhm.
No, I'm not willing to do that. But fitness is not something you may not be able to change overnight. I'm gonna look at the thing you could change right away. How cooperative you are. You could change that tomorrow. I gotta start being more cooperative. I'm gonna change that tomorrow. That's what's more important than me. Can I work with you? That's all I know. But I got my own opinions, and niggas is gonna lie, or ninjas is gonna lie. Let me watch my mouth. Ninjas is gonna lie and only mess with doms and only do this and all. I done seen a lot of big girls pregnant over my
I'm
lifetime.
trying to tell
Somebody
you.
doing it.
Mhm.
And I ain't seen these dudes with all these dimes they claim to be with. Ain't seen that either.
Nope.
And some of these girls that they claim as bad bees and dimes ain't that.
Nope.
I seen them. I'm like, I don't know. She ain't no dime to me. Okay. Beyonce ain't really a eight to me in my category, but that was Kevin's standard. So we gonna respect the Godfather and go with that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use his scale. I got a different scale, but we gonna roll with his scale for the sake of this argument. Beyonce's a 8, Kelly Rowland's a 9, Rihanna's a 10. I'm gonna roll with that. Nicki Minaj was a 9. Well, I have to agree with him. If Beyonce's an 8, Nicki Minaj is prettier than Beyonce. I have to give her that. And looking at her face, talking about the symmetry of her face, it made sense to me. He was able to justify his argument. I go with that. They tried to make it seem like, oh, Kevin was pandering. He was trying to pander to Nikki.
Yeah, but
I
why?
don't think so.
Right? She asked him to come on her platform, so why would he need to pander to her?
But
Pandering would
just
be the other
looking
way
at the
around.
two faces, put Beyonce
Yeah, I mean,
face up.
I agree. I mean, my thing is, hell, both of them been up under the knife. So I mean, let's get to that. Y'all, want young black women want to
If we
use
just
them
going
as
by
the.
face,
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understood what he was saying, and I mean, I agreed with it because I mean, if you looked at both of them pre-surgery, Nikki was still prettier. I mean, I completely understood what he was
I
talking about.
like the old Nikki when she first came out, when
Right.
she did the remix of Warning, and she was sitting on the stairwell in the projects, and they was interviewing her.
Mhm.
That's the Nikki I like, but that's another conversation.
Right.
See, I've been a Nikki fan from the beginning when she was underground. Um. Anyway, neither one of them are my type of chick. Nikki got too much ass right now. Beyonce just ain't my type. Never been. Never been my type. Um, who is that girl that they kicked out the group of Destiny Child
You talking about
back in the
Latoya?
day?
Latoya
Was
Luckett.
and what was the other one? It was two of them they
Both
kicked
of them
out.
named Latoya. What was the other? What was her last name?
One of them was to me was more the prettier one, and she sang better.
What was her
Um,
name? Hold on, let me look her
that's
name.
my opinion.
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, all of them were singing better than Beyonce. Let's just be for real. But the only reason she was getting pushed out is because her, you know, what I'm saying her daddy was, you know, what I'm saying
Her
managing
daddy
the group.
pushed her
But I mean,
forward
here,
and wanted
all of
her,
them could sing better than
and she
Beyonce.
was able to fill a space after Aaliyah died.
I don't really
There was
think
a
she was no
void.
great vocalist either.
Yeah, but Aaliyah just had an appeal.
Yeah, she was yellow.
And then I don't know.
She was a
I
yellow
don't think her
tomboy. So dudes felt like, you know, what I'm saying they
it might
could.
have been the tomboy thing that was more than her complexion. I never really thought about her complexion as being an issue because I don't have a thing for yellow bones.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I
you're
never
rare.
did.
A lot of
But Aaliyah,
brothers
I
they
loved
do.
Aaliyah. I loved Aaliyah. But I was never a thing for like, oh, she a red bone, have her, you know.
Hmm.
Eh, not my issue, you know. For me, it's personality, it's cooperation, it's other things. Your performance level,
Hmm.
where do you rank on your performance? So you could be an 8 and you could be an 8 S and V, but your performance is a 3. I don't want you. I'd rather have that 3 that got an 8 performance. That's how I'd rather have the reverse.
Okay.
That's me.
So let me ask you this. So, cause okay, so you know how
Are we
black
still
women,
live? Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we
okay.
still are.
Okay.
So you know how black women, you know what I'm saying, find these borderline pookies and ray rays and feel like they can, you know what I'm saying, help them get to where they want them to be. I feel like a lot of dudes do that with these eight, nines, and tens. Like you get in the look, you get in the, you know what I'm saying, the optics that you want, but you see this bitch is not gonna be hanging around for the long term. You see she is not gonna get along with your program, and you see this bitch is gonna take you down. Why in the world would you still be bothered with that? So 5
Because a
years
lot
of
of
looking
these
good
dudes
is worth 25 years of depravity
because a
and
lot of
struggle.
these dudes are betas and they're simps. So this chick that they got with wasn't their quote unquote standard. It's probably the first time they got with a chick like that, and they trying to lock it down to build up, boost up their ego. And then they keep doing it. Even after they get divorced the first time, they'll turn right around and go find another chick like that. I'm like, are you stupid? Go get you a regular chick who appreciates you and build an empire. No, they get caught up in that lifestyle. They get caught up in that lifestyle. Um, you can't tell me Tyrese was getting chicks back in the day before he came out, before he made it big. He ugly.
Wow.
It's real talk. He ugly. He tall and he dark skinned, but the nigga ugly, which made him look. Which got him over is he had a nice body and he could sing.
Yeah.
But when he was on that bus singing that Coca-Cola commercial, everybody like, who this little ugly boy singing?
Yeah. What about checking for Tyrese? That's real talk though.
Let's be real. Wasn't nobody checking for him. And a lot of these dudes is like that. They really didn't have no. They was basketball players. They was football players. They wasn't out macking. They was in the gym most of the time. So now they got a little money in their pocket. Now they going to the club and they getting exposure. They get women throwing themselves at them. And it goes to their head. But they wasn't coming up through the game, having all of these chicks. And we talked about this on a couple of podcasts. They wasn't getting girls in high school. They wasn't getting girls in college. They didn't have time, especially if they was a star player. A lot of them was. They was in AAU and they was in all of these basketball programs. They wasn't going out with women. They wasn't doing it. Now, when they get older, now they starting to get access to women for their first time, and they just really don't know how to handle it.
But my
So
thing is,
that's why
how
they
do
not.
you get to the point where when you laying in bed at night and you replaying everything that's going on, there ain't no way in hell you don't know this broad is here because you got some money, and the minute you don't have any, her ass is
But you
gone.
you ain't you going for half
How
the
do you
year
psych yourself up to go along with that?
because you going for half of the year. You on the road half of the year. You got 41 games where you going. And when you're home, you ain't home. You're still in the gym most of your day.
Oh,
So
you
they
talking about
not
basketball?
interacting with the chick on a regular basis, like you're describing. They ain't really coming home to her. So it's still new to them. That's how that happens. That's a whole nother show. You better write that down. That's a show idea. I could do a whole. There's so many examples of that. So many examples. LeBron found his wife in high school, and she cute. She ain't no dime.
Yeah, I
She
don't think it,
cute.
yeah, I don't. If she hadn't got knocked up, I don't think they'd be married today. I don't.
But I'm just saying, she ain't an 8, 9, or a 10.
No.
She's a 6 at best. At best, she might be slightly above average. Just going by her SMV, her looks.
Mhm.
She cute. She alright. She ain't ugly.
Yeah.
She had a nice little body or whatever. She took care of herself. You know, she was all right. That's what you get you a regular chick. That's what we've done historically. So all of this bad B era is new. It's new. Historically, we ain't do it. Juanita wasn't no dime, no 8, 9, or 10. Cookie wasn't no 8, 9, or 10.
Mm.
Shawnee wasn't no 8, 9, or 10. Shawnee ugly to me. She was a 4. Shawnee O'Neal.
Mm.
Um, so it's this new generation that, oh, I gotta have these bad bees. The only chick that was a dime, well, in that high value category, whatever that's what we're gonna call it, was Mark Jackson's wife.
Oh, you talking about Desiree? Yeah.
Yeah. She was the only one you saw and was like, damn, he got
Yeah.
that off. You know what I'm saying? The rest of them was like, even R. Kelly's first wife, that
You
chick
talking
was
about
ugly.
Andrea? Yeah.
She was
We could do without
ugly.
her.
She didn't even have a great body. I could at least say, damn, no, she had a hell of a body. I could at least said That's what got it. I was confused by that. But you look at these high level men that we grew up with. Very few of them was
Yeah, they
married to
weren't
these
doing all
bad B
they weren't
type.
doing all that, and that's why half of them still married today. But anyway,
Look at the Hollywood the housewives of basketball wives, whatever you
well,
call
hell,
them
most of them
chicks.
wasn't even married, so I don't know why we was
Ain't
calling
none of
that.
them good looking, no.
No,
Who was the prettiest one? The one that was married to the bald dude, the Jamaican bald dude.
you talking about Jennifer
Um,
Williams?
no, not Jennifer. Jennifer, no, no, no. The light skinned one. They was in Atlanta. The housewives in Atlanta. They were a little older couple.
Hold up, cause
He opened that club up here in Charlotte, the bar
you talking
club.
about Cynthia?
Yes, she was pretty. Outside of that crew there, what nothing. Nene Leakes ain't pretty. She looked like the average chick. She quote unquote would be a big girl because she's so tall and heavy. Um, she would be considered fat, but she wasn't all that. She had a little personality, but ain't none of them. Jennifer was ugly. She looked like a poodle. Um, I'm thinking about that whole crew. Even the chick, what was the one who was messing with Chad Ochocinco, and then she was
You
with
talking about Evelyn?
Stevie? She
You
was no
mix up
Evelyn.
all these different. You got
I'm
basketball
just
wives,
naming
you
the
got
chicks as they come to my
housewives, you
mind.
got 7 different
They
shows
all the
going on.
same group of women to me.
Yeah. Hmm.
Evelyn was cute. I ain't gonna lie, Evelyn was cute. But she wasn't no dime. She wasn't no 8, 9, or 10. She was a 6 in my book. That's
Hmm.
me. Um, what was the one that was going with Stevie, Jocelyn? A
Yeah.
6. And she was a 6 because of her body, not because of her face. She wasn't that cute in the face. She had a hell of a body. Um, but they rank these chicks so high and make they gassing their heads up. Candy, well, her over big ass, she got too much ass, and she looked like the Joker in the face. She looked like Jack Nicklaus. She ain't cute. She ain't never been cute, even when she was what SWV,
Escape.
Escape, one of them damn groups. She ain't never been cute. She had a little body, but then she got too much ass now. Um, I could talk shit about a lot of them. I'm sorry, but we gas these chicks up and make them try to be more than what they are, and they ain't that. They really just regular average chicks. They 4s, 5s, and 6s. I'm sorry. We got the scale skewed.
I can agree with that. Even with the me on the men's side, some of these I'll be like, this nigga,
Even with the
nah,
men.
I ain't gonna be able to do that. Nah, I
Everybody
can't.
ain't high value that they claiming is high value.
Well, see, they get high value confused with high earning, and
Well, high earning, right.
my thing is, notice most of these folks y'all be hollering about high earning ain't shit. So what's up? Like, I'm just saying. This I
And they
don't
finding
understand being
out
caught up with how much money somebody else making if they not giving you any.
a lot of these dudes are simps. They
Mm-hmm.
not alpha like
These
they
single mama raised
character.
ass folk.
The character that they portray in their careers and in the public images are alpha, but in their private life, they simping and they betas. And that's why the women are playing them like the punk ass nigga. Like y'all know, and the women resent them for that. Oh, you playing like you this alpha on these movies and on TV, but I
Mm-hmm.
know the real deal when you are home, a la Will Smith.
Child, that's a whole
Will
nother
Will Smith
situation.
ain't Mike Lowry. He
Hell
ain't really
no.
Mike Lowry.
He ain't nowhere near Mike Lowry. Mm-mm. Nowhere. Mm.
Jada was punking his ass the whole for decades, and he's still pussy whipped and simping
Mm.
to this day. But his character is Mike Lowry.
His character
You
was Mike
know,
Lowry because he done fucked that up.
but I mean, but that's the same.
With
Tyree's the
that
same
goofy
thing.
shit. Mm.
But they really
I
clowns in their real life.
Yeah. I mean, hell, they be doing clown shit on TV. I be like, y'all for real? Like, come on, pay attention to what you just for real, what you saw. Pay attention to what
Because
you just
money,
saw. And folks be looking at me like I be. Girl, stop hating. I'm just saying, it ain't that it. Then you know what I'm saying 2, 3, 4, 6 months later when some shit pop off, I be like, I tried to tell y'all back round the corner over there that this was gonna be a problem. So I don't want to talk about it.
You don't make yourself into an alpha. You either are or you aren't. And you
Right,
see it at an early age.
right.
And you have to compete. If you've never competed against another man, you ain't alpha. I'm sorry. And that's what I was explaining to Jay and Op that night. I said, if you ain't never been in this, what did Obsidian call it? Shout out to the old man. If you ain't never been in this arena,
Yeah.
if you ain't never been in an arena competing, who the hell are you? Because that's what alphas do. And it starts at an early age. Boys, and they took this out of school. Boys always competed. Who's the fastest? Who's the strongest? Who could play basketball the best? Who could jump the highest? We competed on everything. And it sorted you out. You established a hierarchy. You start seeing this as early as grade school. You see it through middle school and into high school. Who is competing and who stands out? So you got dudes today who ain't never competed, who ain't never been the best at nothing. All of a sudden, they saw a couple of Kevin Samuels videos and they fronting like, oh, I'm high value.
Yeah.
I'm high value. I'm a dating coach. I'm a Mac. I got all the answers. They ain't got no track record. They ain't got no track record of dealing with women. Like Coach said, when you see they women, this is why they don't show they women. They women are straight dogs and ugly, but they want to tell you, make it seem like every chick they date is a 9 or a 10.
So they be on that Donovan Sharp
Bullshit.
shit.
Bullshit. A 10 is so rare. I don't even think you could get 10 men to agree on who a dime is
Yeah, I can agree with that.
historically. Because it's so we will agree on who a 9 is, but I don't think we can all agree on who the perfect woman is. It's a hard. That's such a rare thing. Also, a 1 is a rare thing. Even with men, who would you say is a 1? Flavor Flav would be a 1. Find me another one.
You got a point.
See what I'm saying? You
You
could we
got a
agree
point.
on
You
we'll
got a
agree on
point.
some twos. We'll agree on some twos. But if Flavor Flav is a 1, who another 1? Historically, you don't see that many. Shaba Ranks maybe.
Shaba had
Shaba
body, so
Ranks
we
may be
can't
the
we
other
can't
one.
make it. No, Shaba had body though. Shaba got body.
So you got to put him in a 2.
Yeah, we can't even do Shaba like that. Hell no.
You can't even put Shaba that low.
We
But
can't do
that's such
Shaba
a
like
rare
that.
thing. So again, most men is going to be in 4s, 5s, and 6s. But you ain't. But we can't agree on a 10. Denzel ain't a 10.
Mm-mm.
Denzel would be a 9. Shamar Moore would be a
I can't even
9.
put Denzel at 9. I can't do it.
So he's an 8.
I mean, he's like the average everyday dude to me. I'm sorry. So yeah, he probably yeah. So if I can't make him a 6, I have to make a adjustable 6 is what I would give him.
You give him adjustable 6. Okay. So who would
Yeah.
you give an 8?
Let me think. Mm, cause it take a lot to impress me. I'm sorry. Um, let me think.
And we using the same thing. Fresh face from the head to the neck, fresh out the shower. That's what we going by right now. We ain't talking about body. We talking about their face.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to think.
Shamar Moore, what would you give him? In his prom, not right now, in his prom.
He always been eye to me. I mean, he
He can't be a 6, though.
okay. Well,
Shamar Moore can't be a
I'll give him an
6.
8. But I
Okay,
mean,
so he's a Morris Chestnut. 8.
in his prime, I give you that.
In his prime. I'm talking about
Okay, yeah,
Boys in the
I
Hood.
he was alright. Um, Okay. Well, yeah, I say we give him an 8.
I mean, who else will we put in there?
Mm,
Who's a nine then? So who's a nine?
that's a good question.
Babyface
Hell no.
in his prime?
No.
No.
No. Let me think. And they
Method Man in his prime?
I gotta put him in the 8 category.
Eight. Okay.
Um, I gotta put Hove in the 8 category. It's some of that swag is just yeah. No. I put him in like the 8.5 category.
I'm talking about just looks.
Okay.
Hove
And that's
don't
what I'm
make
saying.
an
It
eight.
just say that's what it just ain't a whole it's not for me, it's not a whole lot of them.
Hove is a five.
Well, yeah. If you add everything else up, then yeah, he on like 9 territory. But if we just going straight off the face, then yeah. Yeah, five and a half. Let me think. It just for me ain't a whole lot of 9 and 10 niggas. Like,
That's my point.
I mean, yeah,
Like, who can
I
we agree on that's a solid nine as a man? Who can we agree on?
cause I'm looking
The
at the picture of
Rock?
Denzel now in
What
his
about The Rock?
prime. The
The Rock
Rock,
is a nine?
not in the face. No, not in the face. Mm-mm.
What about when you add his body into it?
8.5, 8.75, maybe.
Ain't no half numbers. So it's either here, eight or nine. Which is it?
Well, I'm just saying, if
Once you
we,
include his body,
he's still an 8. I can't,
he's still eight. Okay. All
I
right.
can't do it.
Okay.
I mean, cause you could put. I'm saying if we go to, then hell, you could put.
Tyrese Gibson.
No, that's more like
He's
5
eight.
territory right there. No.
Really? He was a supermodel.
Oh, you talk. I'm thinking about. No, because there's a lot of people's models that weren't looking good to me. Hell, we gonna do all that. We need to throw Cam Newton in the mix.
All
At least
right.
he cute in the
Cam in the
face.
face. Cam
Yeah,
in the
Cam in
face.
the face. Yeah, no, Cam, he right up there with him. Yeah, we throw him in 8
He's
category.
eight.
You add that
Okay.
body in there, he damn near 9. Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
So with the body, he's a nine.
Yeah, we'll throw him in 9
Okay.
category. Um,
Okay. I can rock with that. Okay.
Let me think. Who rocking with
All right.
Cam?
Let's go with athletes. So who's a good looking basketball player?
Hell, ain't none of them looking. I ain't none of them looking good to me. Let me think. Um, Old or new? We
Or
talking about old
athlete,
niggas and
period.
new niggas.
Yeah, all whoever famous.
I mean, we have some fun. I mean, Alonzo Mourning was fine. Not for real, for real. He was fine. His prime, that's 8 category right there.
Alonzo Mourning was a good looking dude. I have to give you
Yeah,
that.
that's good. That's good 8 category right there. Um,
But no, you got to give him. You got to put him in nine
why? Cause he play ball.
because of the body.
Oh, okay. Well, then him and Cam is sitting in
Alonzo
9.
Mourning had a hell of a body.
He did. So
And he
okay,
up there with
well,
Cam. I will put him up there with Cam.
okay. So then we got 2 9s. We still don't have a 10.
We still ain't gonna get no 10, right?
No. Okay, so let me think. Well, I'm just saying, if we going for decent looks in the, cute in the face and body all over the place, then this dude named Ron Gant used to play for the Braves back when Dion played. Yeah, you got to throw him in 9 category too, cause that
Okay.
he had body everywhere and he was cute. He had dimples. He was chocolate. Had the little seat. Hell yeah, yeah. Put Ron Gant up in there. Um,
And a lot of people listening probably like, oh, that nigga gay. They talking shit about me. And fuck y'all. Let me tell you something about me. I'm confident as a man where I can see another man and say, that's a good looking man. I can say that. I don't feel no kind of way about it. Because see, y'all niggas will tell y'all quick to call a nigga ugly. So that means if you see him a man is ugly, you gotta see a man is good looking too. So be
right.
real with yourself.
Okay, so
I
if
ain't
we
got no
doing
problem with that.
so if we doing good in the face and body, then we gotta throw LaMarcus Aldridge in there too.
LA?
Yeah, he in 8 category.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Let me think.
But you proving my point.
Yeah,
It's
like I don't know no teens.
10 is a hard thing, even with women.
Mm-hmm.
Even women, Holly Berry, a lot of people gonna say Holly Berry. Holly
No,
Berry is average to me.
yeah, I've grown up with
And I
chicks
in the
like her.
face, she's average. When you throw her body in, that makes her a six. Holly Berry is maybe an adjustable six.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean
I'll give you
you
that.
can you can glamour up, but I mean yeah, I mean
I
like
can go
I mean
down to
round here she dime a dozen like. For real. It
That's
ain't.
what I'm saying. I go downtown Charlotte to the transit center, hang out
Mm-hmm.
down there, and I see about 5 Holly Berries, no line,
Yep.
body and face.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk. No lie. No lies being told. None. Let me think.
With her
Let me.
old wrinkly ass titties, her body ain't even all that. They try to make her seem like she was more. Oh, did you see her in Swordfish? I seen them wrinkly ass titties in Swordfish. Fuck out of here.
Damn, this is what we doing. Like for real, for real.
But I'm real. See, a lot of people ain't gonna be real.
Well,
I'm
this is
real
true.
about it.
This is true.
Them titties, it's preserved for life. All you gotta do is go on YouTube, search Holly Berry titties and Swordfish, or wherever you want to find them at. Google them. They was wrinkly. It wasn't nothing spectacular about her titties.
Mm,
I done seen better titties.
mm.
I done seen better titties than chicks from McDonald's.
Damn. This is okay. This is what we
She
doing?
cute. She cute. She's a 6.
Yeah.
But she ain't no 8. I'm sorry.
I can dig it.
Um
So would
I'm
you
a little
put
leery on I'm leery on calling Rihanna a 10. In my category, she's a
Yee.
9.
Well, yeah, because we gotta
She's a
take off a
9.
point for this baby. Cut that off. We going
I'm talking
by.
about her big ass head. She got a big old head.
Okay. Well, all I know is she better have her shit together for this Super Bowl. That's what I know. Riri, you better bring her. We gonna talk about you, and we gonna talk about you bad. So, what about Whitney in her prime?
6.
Okay.
But then she drops down to a 4 when you factor in her drug use.
Well, I thought you would have rated her higher than that off the real.
Nope, she's a 6. Whitney ain't never been all that fine. She's a 6. I'm from Jersey. I done seen a lot of chicks that look just like Whitney. Just like her.
Okay.
Lauren Hill was a 6. Another Jersey girl. What's the chick that played in Power? Tasha in
You
Power.
talking
A
Natari? No.
6.
Yeah.
Also from Jersey. A 6. All them girls look the same to me. They all fit in that category. Um, I'm trying to think. What's the girl that played in Columbiana? What was that movie?
You talking about Zoe Saldana?
6. Also from Jersey. A 6. Adjustable 6. I give her adjustable. Eh. Because I've seen some movies that, she wasn't, she looked good in Columbiana, but I've seen some movies she ain't looked that good in. Um, Trying to think. Yeah, Whitney wasn't all of that to me. I'm trying to think historically. I can't think of a 10. I can't.
What about Mariah?
A 6.
Okay.
She looked like an average New York Puerto Rican chick to me.
Mm.
That's what she looked like. You would see her walking down the street or walking in the mall.
Mm.
She'd just be another average chick from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, so they rank people high, you know, than they should be. Just hilarious, a 4.
Yeah. I see chicks like her walking around all the time.
Shit, we could go stand out on North Tryon and see her.
Yeah.
we could see her ass at Walmart. Like
Yeah.
Meg the Stallion, a 4.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, she delivered my food yesterday, so yeah, I'm with you.
Cardi B a 4.
Mm.
I mean, that's me. I mean, they give these chicks a lot more credit than I'm willing to give them. I'm sorry. Because again, it's supposed to be fresh face out the shower. I'm judging them when they already done up. You a 4.
Damn.
That's what Coach is talking about. A lot of these chicks y'all give credit to, when you see them every day, with how they look every day, you wouldn't be thinking that highly of them, you know.
Yeah, that coach don't be giving no cutting no slack, none. No.
They do it with the white girls too. He was talking about that, you know.
Mhm.
Certain white girls they give a lot of credit to that shouldn't really get the credit that they deserve, you
Yeah,
know.
you know, you just gotta
It's
be.
like she looked like the girl next door, you know.
Yeah, you just got to be blue eyed and blonde, and they good.
And then it was, you know, they had different looks for different eras.
Mhm.
Like he was talking about Denise Richards, who I think is gorgeous. I'm just amazed that Charlie Sheen married her ass. But most of that's because of her body. It wasn't her face. It was her body. So if you just looking at her face, she's a 5. But when you throw her body in, it makes her 8. You know, for a white girl, that's high. Because I don't rank white women that high.
Mhm.
Um, Even some of the prettier white women, like Scarlett Johansson, is pretty.
Yeah.
Um, she's unusually pretty in her face. It don't even matter what her body look like. I don't know what her body look like. I know she got that face. Um, she might be a, if well, the other one is an 8, she got to be a 9. But I don't rank white women that very high. A lot of these white women they go crazy over. I'm like, really? Miley Cyrus is a 4 or a 3 or a 4. She ain't got no body.
All right, that is.
I mean, that's just me. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real. But um, even with the politician AOC, they went crazy over her. She's an average Puerto Rican chick. She ain't that cute.
Mm.
I gotta. I'm not gonna say who this person is to me. I know a person who married a Peruvian chick or some chick from overseas, and to me, she looked like a Mexican chick from that work at McDonald's
Oh Lord.
making biscuits and shit. I'm like, you went all the way overseas to get her?
Damn.
You could have got that at McDonald's.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that, and then the for all this submissiveness and cooperation and all of that, they be just as
It
out of
wasn't
damn
there.
order.
It wasn't there
Yeah, they be just
either.
as out of order as these bitches over here.
This chick was arrogant, thought she was all of that. I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, I be
ugh.
confused. I be confused.
But yeah, that's all I got. But we got that ranking hard, and Kevin was again only talking about sexual marketplace value. You know,
Mhm.
that's all. There are other rankings you can go up. He talked a little bit about how you can go up, but I think the emphasis needed to be more. And I've said this before. We talk too much about high value men, and the argument is, well, that's what women want. So who gives a fuck? They ain't getting it, and they not mating with it either. So when we look at who black women mate with, they're mating with the 1s, 2s, and 3s. They're responsible for damn near 80% of the babies created. So they may say, "Oh, I want this high value man," but they're not settling. Their real standard. Standard ain't what your wish list. A standard is what you actually get consistently. So consistently, black women have showed us their standards are 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's what their standard is. I don't care what your wish. Every dude in the hood wants a dime, but that ain't your standard. Your standard is a five.
So could it be that some women, you're saying their standard is four, fives, and sixes, but they just fuck it up?
Nope. Because who they mate with tells us we gotta look at the evidence. They're not most women aren't dealing with average men. The average man is we know 56% of black men are single and childless. We know that. We know majority of them are in class make $42,000 a year or more. That is not who these women are getting with. They are getting with dudes they got to take care of. They got to drive their car. They got to provide a house for. So who are they describing? The ones, twos, and threes. That's who they describing. They tell it on themselves. And then they try to mask it. Oh, well, those are the men that are the most masculine. And those are the men that look the best. And I see these dudes. These dudes don't look all that good. They look like every other dude. They ain't masculine. Most of them niggas is pretending to be hood is bitch ass niggas. Straight up. And we seen that standing in front of your house. Then that real nigga come from down the street with that pistol when he was talking shit about him.
For straight up, straight
And then
up.
all them niggas that was out here supposed to be so tough and so hard, bitch the fuck up.
Yeah, they was gone.
We saw that. We sat here and watched that live. It was funny as hell
It
too.
was too, because it was the closer he got, the less people was over there. I was like, nah,
All their heart took off.
but then
And
but what the part got me was he had the pistol in one hand and the phone in the other, where they was still talking shit on Facebook.
it,
He was like, y'all
it
talking
was he
shit, but you
wearing
running
some
at the
flip
same
flops or
time. I
some
was
shit,
like,
some
oh.
slides. Wasn't he wearing some slides?
Yeah, like dude didn't give a damn. He was like, I ain't even get dressed to come around here to address this. I said, oh shit.
Oh, y'all on Facebook talking shit about me and you in my neighborhood?
That's when
Let
I
me get
came
my
on back in
shit
the
together
house when
real
he was
quick.
like, I ain't even bothered to get dressed when I had to come address this. I said, oh hell, I'm going back because he gonna start shooting.
Ain't we in the hood? Wasn't it a bunch of hood niggas out here?
Well, first
That
off, we ain't in the
everybody,
hood. We is not in the
I'm just
hood.
saying, according to what they say,
Oh well,
Hidden
yeah,
Valley, all these Hidden Valley Kings are supposed to be goons and all of that, right?
yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. I ain't see it. I ain't see it that day.
Real talk, cause yeah, they got missing. I was like, damn.
I lived on the west side of Charlotte, right off of. I lived on West, right off of West Boulevard for years. I lived off of Freedom for years. Where all of these good-looking, masculine men that they claimed is why they dating these dudes. Where they
Not
at?
over there. I can attest to that.
Where they
Not
at?
over there. Not
I
over
look
there.
all around Charlotte. Where all of they at? No, these women choose those men because they can have leverage over them. Because if you putting a dude up in your house and all he got to do is fuck you and play PlayStation all day, you're gonna win all the arguments.
Mhm.
And he got to drive your car, you're gonna win all the arguments with him.
Just like Jody and Baby Boy.
Exactly. I'll put rims on your car,
Mm-mm. She's like, I don't want to hear all
but
that. You.
we got to start being honest about our choices. So they making excuses on why they dating those dudes. Then they want to pretend they don't see 80% of the other dudes. They don't see them. Those dudes don't even exist to them because they can't hold leverage over them. It ain't about how they look or whether they're masculine or not. It's because they're not even talking to them. So how would you know they're masculine if you ain't talked to the dude? You don't even know they exist. So, but you know you don't have no leverage over the dude that's working next to you at that call center. You know that dude that's working IT, you ain't gonna have no leverage over him. He got a solid job. You ain't gonna have too much leverage over that dude you went to college with because he on the same educational level as you. No, they want to date. They date down, as they say, because it's all about control and leverage.
Okay, so you're saying control is for most black women. Control is more valuable than resources.
Yes,
Okay.
right now, yes. Because if you were serious about your resources, What's the number one thing you could do to double your net worth and income?
Get married.
Exactly. That's the fastest way to do it. You and I can get married tomorrow. That instantly doubles your net worth. And I don't even work no more. Think
Jesus.
about that shit.
Them facts
Think
though.
about that shit.
Them facts.
Think about that shit. Think about this. So, if all of these quote unquote business women, the number one way that you double your net worth and your income in your household is to get married. The number two way is what? To buy a house. The number one way to start a business is use the equity in your house to start that business. So where all of these quote unquote business owners coming from? And like I told you too, when they said this girl was oh, she was a businesswoman. What did I say? She probably selling bundles and lashes. Sure enough, a week later comes out. I'm like, this college graduate, her business model was to do everything the other hood chicks is doing in Charlotte, selling lashes and bundles. You There's not even enough profit in that because they not wholesaling bundles. All they doing is getting a little hookup up there in New York somewhere, maybe, or in Atlanta, and they coming up here making a small profit. It's not enough profit margin if you ain't doing wholesale to net $100,000 a year or more. They're not doing it. But see, we don't understand how business works, so we tell ourselves this stupid shit because all of them are doing that. So if they boost quote Shanquella up, they boost themselves up. That's how they doing it. But if you tell the truth about her, she's supposed to be the best of the best. If you tell the truth about her, you're also telling the truth about yourself. You ain't shit. Or you ain't what you making yourself out to be.
It
Just
is
be
what it
real
is.
about it. We ain't being real about it. You got a good job. You know how hard it is to go on vacation, let alone pay for other people. She So a little 25-year-old is able to do that. Right. I believe that. How many girls you know that do hair out of their house? Are they making $100,000 a year in profit? Even if you buying the hair from them. Hell, I went with you one time. The girl you had to make an appointment with that girl. She had clientele. She was doing it big. You had to make an appointment with her to get your hair done at her house.
Real talk. I used to my Erica. Shout out to Erica. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even Crystal, I seen Crystal do people hair. She wasn't making no $100,000 in profit.
Come
And
on.
most of these chicks that do hair, where do they live at? The hood. They ain't living in Ballantyne. You ain't going to nobody hair out, getting your hair done in Ballantyne. You
This
ain't
is
going to Lake Norman to get your hair done.
this is real talk.
So what we talking about? The girl ain't own no house because I looked it up. People may not know, but you can look up property records in Charlotte as public information. She ain't own no house. So she got 500,000 in net worth. Why she ain't got no house? Hmm. Why she ain't got her own brick and mortar business? But we don't ask them questions. We just say stupid stuff, and then people get mad when other people challenge it. I've been doing business for a long time. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time on some form of fashion. I've seen a lot of things. It ain't that easy to open up a successful business and run it. Hell, I was happy. I was making what? At my peak, I was making like 75,000. I was doing my photography and my graphic designs right before the damn crash came in 2008. I was ready to quit my job, but I wasn't making no 100,000 in profit. I still had bills.
I mean, I get it. Like you seen, over here trying to get my stuff off the ground.
Right? It ain't easy.
Mm.
As these people make it, that the girl was able to do it in less than 4 years. So you tell me she done paid off her student loans already? She paid them off because we talking about net worth. That means her her profit versus her liabilities. We gonna look at that bottom line. She had a bottom line of plus 500,000. Get the fuck out of here. Is it possible? Of course it is. Is it probable? Unlikely. And we can see by the crew she was rolling with. You making money like that, you just don't have time. You just don't have time to deal with foolishness like that. You just don't have time. Your friends, people who own their own houses,
Mhm.
who got good jobs, and we all out here struggling. But we won't believe some little chick from the hood, from West Charlotte High School, selling bundles, who went to Winston-Salem State, got $500,000 in net profit. Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. Oh, why are you talking bad about the dead? And no, y'all introduced this as evidence so I can scrutinize it. If y'all had never talked about it, I wouldn't be talking about it. Because they did the same thing with the dad. Oh, he is such a good father, and you could tell. No, that's not what I see. Because I'm a great father. And I know what I do for my kids, and I've seen other great fathers. I know what they do for their kids and what legacy they've left. I don't see that in this man. That's not what I see. Cause he on YouTube crying every other day and making it about him because his daughter got killed. I'm sorry you lost your daughter. I have empathy for you, but it don't make you a great father because you shed some crocodile tears. I'm sorry. That don't make you. We got to raise our standard up or be honest about where the bar is. We got to be honest about it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know my kids' friends know me and know how to get in touch with me. Hell, I don't even talk to my kids that much, the older ones. But I know they friends. I got Imagine boyfriend's cell phone number in my phone right now. So if something happened to Imagine, he can reach out to me. If something happened to Dream, his friends can reach out to me. I know that, even though I don't talk to them every day. I know they friends can reach out to me if something happened. Hey, Mr. Johnson, something happened to Dream and Imagine. If something happened to Dream, I know this. So for him to get on YouTube and go, I don't even really know her friends, tells me you ain't really involved in their life. That's why they didn't come see you. They went to see the mama and not you. So that whole storyline that got created, they called the dad and dad sent them money, is not true. Because dad said, I don't know them. So how they call dad? You know what I'm saying? Like people say things without thinking and then it don't line up. You know?
Mhm.
It don't line up. And then they get mad when you start questioning. Oh, you a hater. I'm not a hater, but y'all introduced this as evidence, and it's just not true. It don't. That's not how quality people roll. If you call something happened to me, and we on vacation together down in Mexico, something happened to me. You call Joyce. Joyce ain't gonna say, "Oh, call his mother." She gonna handle it. You only gonna have to make that one phone call. She's gonna handle it. She ain't gonna be like, "Oh, you need to call his mama." You don't know my mama like that.
Like your mama cool. Your mama cool. Say, I ain't changed.
I mean, you've met her before, but
Yeah. I ain't never
you
go.
gonna be able to get in touch with Joyce quicker than my mother.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but she ain't gonna give you another
Yeah,
number to
nah, she
call.
ain't gonna
You
pass me
only
off.
gonna get that. You ain't getting past. So is that what we saying happened? Y'all called the mama and the mama said call his dad. This man you don't know. I don't believe that.
Yeah, well,
And we know that didn't happen because dad told the story that the grandmother called him. So the kids went to see mama. And somehow grandmama, the mom didn't even call dad. The grandmother called dad. Right? So that means he wasn't even in a chain of of command. The information got to him round in a roundabout way. Hell, Nene would definitely call me first if something happened to my kid. She ain't gonna call my mama or Joyce. She gonna call me first. Now, if she can't get me, she may call somebody else. So, what kind of relationship do he got with his ex wife? Because obviously they ain't together. Because they ain't did an interview together yet that I know of. They can't get together and put a united front together for their own daughter, even if they ain't together. I'm the mother, I'm the father. We still got the same last name, so which tell them you know how Negroes do. They ain't together, but they ain't divorced either. So they're using the same names because they both using Robinson. So mom is still using dad's name. They just ain't together. Okay, cool. Dad tells the stories. Every time he tells a story about that girl, she's 10 years. It's like 10 years ago. She's still in high school in his mind. Well, what about the stories from when she was in college? What about the stories that she's been out of college and been successful? He ain't said, oh, yeah, my daughter was running this business. All of that shit is coming from somebody else. It ain't coming from dad. Again, I don't see my kids every day, but I know where they work at. The older ones, I know where Dream work and I know where Imagine works.
mm-hmm.
I know this. I mean, shit don't add up, but we gotta stop lying. We gotta stop lying about our mating choices, and we gotta stop lying about our lifestyles. We know the average household income in Charlotte is like $40,000 for black people. We know this. And it's been consistently that way for decades, for at least 2 decades. So all this, but everybody always talk about they ain't broke and they got all this money. Where they getting it from? Please tell me. Where all these jobs in Charlotte that pay $20 an hour or more that all of these people working at? I'd like to know. Most of them don't. You lucky to get a job that's paying $15 an hour at that age. At that age. This girl was 25 years old. Hell, you got teachers that ain't making that kind of money with their degrees. Nurses ain't making that money. That's what she went to school for. She went to school to be a nurse. So where all of this money coming from? Why all these people driving Uber in Charlotte?
Oh, you ain't lying. I ain't never seen a community of folks go buy a car and then got to drive Uber to pay for it. I'm like, that shit pointless.
White folks and black folks.
Mm-hmm.
But we lie so much, like the numbers can't be looked up. It's just ridiculous to me. These numbers can be verified. But I get called an asshole because I bring it out. Stop lying. All these high value men. Every time you remember on Kevin's show every night, every chick would get on there. My man is high value.
Mm-hmm.
Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
He already done did the math. He done came up with it's like what 150,000 men, black men that qualify for that in the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them live in New York, Chicago, L.A., places like that. So, but all these chicks that live everywhere else, every dude they claim they was with was high value. Oh, I get a bunch of them.
Yeah. Like what was the chick that was on there and
But
she was trying to say that her two baby daddies and the three dudes she had broke up with after the baby daddies, like all of them was high value.
yeah, and again, like you pointed out earlier, they mean high earning. But I question that part of it.
Mhm.
I question that part of it. Most of these dudes couldn't even help you find a damn mechanic to put some brakes on your car, but they high value.
Yeah, let alone change them they damn self. I just saying that say men can't change no tire. I just be so confused.
I'm just saying, high value means you got a network of other high value
Yeah.
men
Yeah,
who
you
you should be
can't
able
yeah,
to
you
make a
can't
phone
turn
call
like you turn me on to John. See that's how high value folk roll.
real quick. Here
You
goes
ain't
his
even have
phone
to
number.
think about it. You was like, dial this number.
Here goes his phone number. Here you go. You need somebody who can do what? I got a guy for that too. Let me give you his phone number. People call me, same thing. I got people who call me for shit. Hey, call this dude. He can tell you. But most of these guys can't do shit. They just regular guys. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier. There's nothing wrong with being a regular guy. It doesn't mean you're not masculine.
Not at all.
It just means if I put you in the arena with another man, you're not going to win. You're not competing. You weren't the best at nothing in your life. I had to tell my cousin that one time. Dude, we're not the same. I've been the best at damn near everything I've ever done. If I wasn't the best, I was in the top three all my life or any endeavor I ever chose to do. You've never been the best at any company you've worked for. You've never even been the best at your position at your location, let alone in the city or in the state. You ain't never did it. You're just a regular guy. They never competed. You wasn't the best basketball player. You wasn't the best football player. You was on the team, maybe, but you wasn't the best guy. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's the majority of men. It doesn't mean you're not a masculine man or a solid dude.
This is true.
Every every woman can't be a homecoming queen. You only get one of those.
Mm, yeah, in facts.
You get one per year.
Yeah.
That's what you get. Hell, you ain't even got you only got maybe 10 girls that's competing for that out of a whole school. It might only be 5 or 10 girls who are seriously competing for homecoming queen.
Yeah, I don't think we had that many. I don't think we had 10. Might have been more like the
Usually it's
5.
like usually it's like five, 3 or 5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying at a big school,
Yeah, I
like a
know.
4A school, maybe you get
Yeah.
10, maybe.
Yeah.
But you don't get that. It's usually just a couple. Starting point guard, you might have 3 or 4 guys who can compete for that position
Yeah.
at any school you pick. Running back, you might only have a couple of guys who can compete for running back, or uh, on the track team, which guys made the how many guys in your school who ran 100 meters at the track meet? Maybe two. Those are the fastest guys in the school. Most men don't fit that category. But what happened was 2008 is where things changed. And what happened was cell phones came out, where the smartphone came out. And people in the social media started progressing. And now people started reinventing themselves. So now you got a bunch of 30-year-old niggas who've been average all their life at best. Now all of a sudden
Now they know something.
they max, they the players, they get all of the chicks. They really? When did that happen? I know most of the chicks that we went to school with. I'm friends with them. I know the cute girls, the in girls. I don't remember you dating none of them. Hell, some of y'all, I don't remember who you dated because you didn't
Damn.
date anybody of notoriety.
This is what we doing?
But you let these dudes tell it, the Ivans, every chick I date is at least a 7 or 8. Really, you a goofy ass? Really, you expect us to believe that? Stop. I don't believe you. I was a photographer for a long, long time. I took pictures of these women. They paid me to do it. I've seen some gorgeous women. I know who their boyfriends were. If they had boyfriends, I know who they. I done took. I done did shoots with porn stars, and you know, and ass models and all of them. I'm like, dude, you wasn't with none of them chicks. Most of the time, them girls had regular ass dudes. Now, it might have been something about that dude that you liked. Just be honest. Yeah, he had a little swag, but just looking at him, he ain't all of that. I'm a regular looking dude. That's the way I look at it. My personality is what usually gets people attracted to me. So I'm honest about it. This is why my cousin, who, because he looks better than me and he's light skinned with the good hair, I always had better looking girls than him and more girlfriends than him because of my personality. And he couldn't, she used to burn his ass up. He couldn't figure it out. I'm like, you talk too much. And women typically don't want men that's prettier than them. Like, I'm
This is
supposed to be the
true.
pretty one.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
supposed to be
true.
the pretty one. Nigga, get out the bathroom. Like, why you in the bathroom for an hour?
Yeah, that's true.
But men ain't honest, man. A lot of times these dudes is cornballs and they used to big up in themselves and making themselves out to be more than what they are. I had an uncle that married my aunt, my mother's sister, and to this day he tells these stories like he was this big player, this big Mac, and my father went to school with him, and my father was heard his son telling the story about his father, and my father was like, "Who you talking about? Your father? That ain't true. Like your father,
Damn.
the first girlfriend your father got with was your mother. He's still with her. Like what you talking about?
Wow.
When was he a player? He been with your mother since middle school. So when was he this player that he claiming to be? He been with your mother the whole time. He was with your mother till the day she died. So please tell me, I ain't say a word. I was just like, look at this.
Mm.
Look at this.
Mm.
Stop. We gotta start being honest. It's nothing with average people. Most of us are average. And it's the things that the intangibles that make you more valuable. It ain't your weight. It ain't your hair. It ain't even the money. Because we've seen how many rich men have gotten divorced in the last 5 years.
I'm trying
It
to
ain't
tell
the
you.
money. It ain't the money. Women, here's a piece of advice. Women, a lot of times, two things. Keep your mamas and your aunties out your business. A lot they gonna fuck you up. They gonna keep you single. Number one. Number two, stop putting men in a holding pattern. And I'm not even talking about the friend zone. Friend zone is a dude that you ain't never gonna mess with. The holding pattern is a dude you might have messed with him once, but you know you thought you had better options, so you put him in a holding pattern. And that dude is the one who really likes you, but you playing games with him. You got him in the holding pattern. A lot of times these women be having the dude right in front of their face. That's a solid dude, and they overlook him for what did the girl say? Oh, the dude was perfect, but he had an older
Yeah,
car.
he had the old car. Yeah, that shit was
That's why she
crazy
broke
as
up with
hell.
him.
Yeah.
That's her putting him in a holding pattern right there. That's the holding pattern. Why would you like? Are you stupid? You want a dude who ain't got a new car because, like her friend said, he's saving money. He
Mm-hmm.
might be got investments. Ladies, got to pay attention.
Nah, she want the nigga with the new car. She got to help him pay for.
And the new car probably ain't even his. Probably his aunt's. They think it's a dude riding around in his car that it's his car. Well, how many damn registrations have you looked at in the first couple of weeks of dating somebody? Or if
Exactly.
ever?
None.
You ain't looked at no bank account. You ain't looked at none of his records. All you going by is what you see. What you see can be a complete illusion.
Mm-hmm.
But chicks out here fall for that shit. Oh, his car, his sneakers, his this. I see a whole bunch of bullshit. He wasted money on a bunch of bullshit. But then tell the nigga to come take you out to eat. Hey, let's go to Applebee's. Well, I don't know, man. I have to wait the next weekend. Let alone Chima. You tell the nigga to take you to Chima, he probably ain't never been to Chima.
Oh, speaking of Chimas, I forgot. I got some reservations for Chima on Saturday if you want to go.
But he ride. I'll think about it. But he riding around in a new car, but he ain't never been to a nice restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather be with a dude who got an old car, but he taking me to nice places.
Right.
He got time for me.
Yeah, because the dude who been in his career for 10 years with the old car ain't worrying about how to pay no bills.
I drove that Mustang for 16 years. When I finished paying for that car in 2000, because I had 4 years on it. When I paid for that car in 2000, I ain't want another car payment.
I'm trying to tell you. That's why I ain't done nothing.
I said, fuck that.
Got my car in '06.
Guess what? If
We
we at
still
Olive
rolling.
Garden, don't nobody know what kind of car I'm driving. Hey,
Anyway, right.
if I'm going to the game downtown,
Don't nobody know
I ain't
about
even
all this.
driving my car. I'm taking an
The
Uber.
train. Or the train.
You know,
Right.
I used to take the train too. But if I got a group of people with me, we might as well just take an Uber.
Yeah.
In today's world, it's cheaper. I ain't got to worry about parking. Hell, all we got to do is walk out the damn game and we get right in the car.
You right. You right.
You know what I'm saying? But when I went by myself, a lot of times I would go right down into Scaly Bark, park right there,
Yep.
get on the
I was
train, go
doing
right
the
to the game.
same thing. Pay my little $2 and keep on trucking. I'm like,
Hell, now we got the North Tryon. We go right up here, North
that's what I'm
Tryon,
saying, right?
park in
Cause
the parking deck,
that's what we did when we went
take
to
the
go
train
see
downtown.
yeah, Elton John. We was right there. I ain't got time.
But
Why
we
my
don't
mom
be
not
honest
answer?
about shit. We lie to ourselves. And then what happens, eventually that lie's gonna wear off. And you're gonna be looking at yourself in the mirror like this dude that I made all of that, he ain't all of that.
What I'm gonna do now?
He ain't all of that. I can't keep this lie up. Cause I'm lying to my friends telling you, oh, he sold this and he sold that, he sold this. All right, I done been with it. You done been with him 5 years. What you got? You got the same shit you got that you had 5 years ago. Actually, you might have less. What you got now? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing to show for it.
everybody else
You,
saying, oh wait, don't
you
do
ain't going on vacations with the dude. You ain't building nothing. You ain't buying nothing of significance. You ain't working towards no marriage.
that.
What you
Mm-mm.
got?
Wasted time, honey.
And then you got to be honest. Hell, the sex probably is just average, but you been lying, boosting him up to build a bear, nigga. You done built him up, and he's still sitting on your couch playing PlayStation.
It's shameful, honey. Just shameful.
I don't even understand grown men over 30 playing PlayStation like that. I grew up playing PlayStation, but when I got out of college, but no, before I got out of college, I ain't have time for it.
Bill got
I
her
was
really.
on the bigger and better stuff. The only time I played the PlayStation was with the kids every now and then. But grown ass men, I mean, you 30, 35. and you got hours a week to put into a PlayStation, but you don't own your own house. You still making car payments. What we doing here?
Oh yeah, didn't Kevin address that? Folks got in their feelings.
Yep.
He used to have men's week.
Yep.
That used to hurt my feelings. Like, cause it just it never lived up to what we wanted it to be. That's why Kevin was like, I ain't finna do this no more. Cause child, you would just get the. I mean, they getting on there making excuses. They ain't trying to take no information.
Yep.
Like you just get on here to argue like, oh bitch. He was just hang up on them. That shit used to be good to me. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. That used to be good to me.
Well, that's all I got. I think I'm going to drop off.
Yeah, cause I got mastermind. I need to get in and see what's
Oh
going
yeah, I
on.
was gonna say it's getting late for that. All
Yeah,
right. Well, let me know when we doing this again.
I will. Appreciate you coming on. All right, y'all. So we have been all over everywhere for what, 2.5 hours? All right, y'all. So I got to go. I will be back soon. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Bye.